After what seems like forever, the crew returns, minus Noel, to once again try and track down the source of the corruption within the heart of the forest. Led by life coach Lana, the group finds itself in a subterranean, terror-filled area with an exceptionally neat arrangement of treasures. In the episode entitled Lily's Impenetrable Chests, we get to see exactly what happens when the group finds precisely what they expected to find. We hope you enjoy.
We're off to adventure to go roll the dice. Come seize your advantage and you'll roll them twice. Even if we lose our way, we'll make a journey someday. Something awaits you, so wake us away. Who knows what role you'll play? Who knows what role you'll play?
3, 2, 1, go. We will recap. It has been a while since we've had everybody together. The last session, you'll recall, was more of a radio play because we couldn't access Roll20. So it was mostly discussion. But effectively, you went back to the village, scaring the local population and angering at least one of the elders that you're aware of. But another, Belle, was less perturbed and more intrigued, and you actually got a lot of information from her about the nature of the creature that you met and sort of its relationship with the forest, at least as far as she understood it. And that led to perhaps a formulation of a new plan. I don't know what that plan is. I'm not sure you guys know what that plan is, but it was at least enough information to give you pause and to recalculate about where you may want to go next. So yes, as we left off last time, you had summoned a tiny hut to stay in, well beyond the reaches of the village, as not to disturb them any further. But yeah, that was pretty much the sum total of it.
Didn't we do the tiny hut in the trashed cabin?
Yeah, you guys left.
Because it had additional protections.
You guys, yeah, you left the village and went back to the woods.
Did we get back into the woods?
I'm pretty sure.
After freaking out the entire village.
Yeah, you guys came into the... No, you could get in just fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you were able to re-enter the forest without a problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So you spent the night to recoup and recover and reconsider your life choices.
Yeah, because we were going to go kill this thingamabobber that wrecked us. Because we're like, oh, now we know that it's weak to fire and magic stuff.
Well, didn't we also find out that it was the heart of the forest, and we needed to we needed to free it from some kind of curse instead of killing it?
That's where the reconsideration factor came into being. Yes, now that you have met the heart firsthand, yeah, that creature is the heart. Mm-hmm. It's the whether it's divine or if it's just a manifestation of the area or whatever it is, whatever its true nature is, that is the heart of the forest. That's what the villagers worship. It's what they venerate. It's it's the absolute center of their religion and their life and their practices. So to kill it outright may not be the best plan, but on the other hand, if it's what's causing the forest to sicken and the land to become unwell, it's hard to say. That unfortunately is the nature of beasts such as this. Even Belle couldn't really offer you a clear concise plan. It was more she could confirm what you saw and give it a little more context, but as to whether it's which path is best, whether to take it outright. And I believe there was the idea floated that it would be like a Deku tree moment where if you slay this one, another little sprout will pop up in its place. That's a possibility. Whether there's a possibility of purging the heart rather than killing the heart. That's, yeah. You guys wanted to sort of think on that a little bit.
I think we were going to search the island for cultists who might be corrupting the heart, weren't we?
Yeah.
That was another issue is, there's talk of the mysterious creature, the mysterious man of cold iron.
Oh yeah, that's right. There was a possibility that he was a glamored, at least. That's what I was...
That was Xylund's theory?
There's always a possibility that anybody can be a glamour.
Exactly.
Yeah, Xylund... That was Xylund's theory. I'm pretty confident that was...
I have a nose for these things. I'm pretty sure he's a glamour. I wouldn't throw around that accusation just willy-nilly.
Oh, of course not, no. And you've never been wrong.
Don't paladins have a thing that they can detect extracurricular things with?
Yeah, I do, but only within 60 feet, I think, or something like that.
So next time we see this person...
Yeah, I'll do the thing. Someone poke me if I forget. I have a tendency to forget.
All right, we'll do our best.
All right. So, how would you all like to proceed then? As a reminder, you did have an official long rest, and since you didn't have access to your character sheet, if you need to make those adjustments, please do.
Oh yeah, I have 13 hit points.
Yeah, you may want to adjust that.
Oh yeah.
So as we're doing this, if I remember correctly, there was somebody gave cold iron to them.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like somebody that they didn't know, which is weird because everybody's like super tight knit on the island.
Exactly.
But they're also not sure who it is, and they were killing.
Right.
Either they were willingly, or they were tricked into killing these tree spirits, these dryads, or they were forced to do it by magical.
The presence of the cold iron might have provoked a reaction from the forest creatures too.
Well, don't forget the fact that like everybody should know what cold iron is because they're very much
afraid of it.
Yeah, they check people to make sure they don't have it. Like they should know what it is.
Well, that's a 50-50. They check people for metal. Whether the village has, like your average villager has a keen understanding of the difference between unworked metal and worked metal, you're not entirely sure. But yes, they're very adamant that no metal come into the village.
I'm trying to collapse that.
You're fine. Go ahead. That's all right. But yes, you did glean from the one wood gatherer that you managed to speak with at the beginning of the forest that his compatriots were visited by a stranger. It was a stranger who produced the cold iron, but was the one that you spoke with didn't see the person, only heard the tale and assumed that his friend was just lying and making up stories because it was a very fantastical description.
Wouldn't Glamour have a problem with cold iron too?
Yes.
Okay, so that's maybe a flaw in my theory.
Yes, Glamour would have a big problem with cold iron.
So, do you think that this person might have more cold iron?
Which person?
This person who gave it to them. I'm talking to like Michael, Max, and.
Okay.
I mean, it's possible.
Because I'm trying to figure out what to like prep for the day since I didn't have time, and I could take locate object and like we just search the wood for cold iron.
Oh, I've got locate object too. I could I don't have as many valuable spell slots, so I could just take
I don't know if locate object would locate
Actually, I've already
something
got it prepped, so
I mean, would locate object locate something as vague as cold iron? Like,
Well, describe or name an object that is familiar to you. Sense the direction of an object. Can locate a specific object. Describe or name an object that is familiar to you. Yeah.
because the idea is to make it specific enough that it only looks for the one thing, and
Yeah,
you don't get
the
hanging
nearest
on
object
everything.
of a particular kind. So we can leave all this cold iron stuff in the bag, which is in an alternate dimension, so we know that we won't pick it up. And then try to find another source of cold iron. And worst comes to worst, we just keep finding cold iron in the forest at random points and picking it up, and maybe that might appease the spirits a bit.
I think maybe we can test it since we have like a cold iron dagger. We can test it to see if it would ping. And I think that while that might help, I don't think that probably going to be like the source of the problem, because there were a lot of nature spirits that were just freaking murdered, right?
Yeah.
Well,
I remembered something important.
Oh,
Okay.
Sin remembered something. Yeah.
Okay,
Go
so
ahead.
I remembered that someone said that the burnt out farmstead or whatever was built on top of ruins, correct? That we didn't
Yes.
really explore last time. Like we were kind of focused on the tracks leading deeper into the heart of the forest.
Right.
So I think that was our plan, was just to go back
Yeah.
there.
Now that you say that, I think that was our plan.
We are already there.
Yeah, that's why you guys headed there. You wanted to, because that's what the remaining wood gatherer said, that when they were looking for a closer camp, they picked that spot because it already had sort of the shell of a building. There was something that had lived there before, or been built there before, and that's why they took
whatever
it.
the case, we should start there.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Sin, I can take locate object since I really don't use second level spells that much.
I've already got it prepped, and for some reason, I always have it prepped. I guess.
Gotcha.
Because I don't mess with my spells too much. I mean,
I was just wondering because like your spell slots are really good for smiting, and
that is true. That is true. Yes, that's all.
And like I said, I don't really use second level spells in combat.
Okay, yeah, sure, sounds good.
Yeah, just trying to, since I have more spell resources than you. Okay. Okay. So we want to try to excavate this place.
Did we find the ruins at all? What in our last search of this place?
Well, it's not so much ruins as it is. It was an existing building, basically. It was like an old cottage or an old shack that the woodcutters took and sort of reinforced and started living there. But it's been blown to bits. Like the walls have been caved in and everything since then. So you can certainly dig through the rubble. You can see if there's something beneath it. You guys never did check for like a basement or anything like that. You pretty much pawed through the wreckage a little bit, found what you found, checked out the outside, and then moved on. So if you would like to do a more thorough investigation of the building,
maybe before we start digging, we should try to figure out where would be the best place to dig.
See if there's any Lyrinel writing or anything.
Oh yeah.
Since we've now run into like what, 3 things or 2 things with it?
Quite a few.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll help out.
When the tiny hut expires and we're all up and doing things.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw my own investigation onto that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're better at that than I am.
Everyone's investigating.
Yeah, but I was helping Xylund investigate.
Yes.
So Lili goes off on her own and does it because she can be less distracted.
Quality investigation. Now I will ask the group here, since Noel is not able to play today because of life and stuff. Do you have Lana with you, or are we leaving Lana?
Where would we leave her? She's kind of got.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
she could. I'm just asking.
We'll take her with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll make
She was-
sure that she touches everything.
She was pretty useful in keeping people alive in the last battle.
Well, yes, she's incredibly useful. That's why I'm asking, because she's very, very useful. Michael, I think you still have control of her character sheet. So,
I believe I do.
yeah, if you,
Wasn't it canonical that she speaks with a New York accent too?
I
No,
believe
or-
it was. I think
Okay.
that was.
Right, I'll put that back on.
All right. So your investigation of the campsite, the cabin, is again much as it was the first time you were here. Walls have been caved in by something that looks very large, taller than the cabin roof. Has brought down sections of the wall. The inside is just absolutely trashed. What little furniture was in there has been smashed to bits. There is an odd thing which both Xylund and Lili would notice. The cabin walls are wood, as you would expect, and everything looks fairly rustic except the floor. The floor is stone, and not just like wheat cobbles thrown in, or gravel that's been tamped down, but like solid cut stone. As you begin to push away the debris, as you start to sort through it, your footfalls even echo as you hit it. It's incredibly solid construction for what is otherwise a kind of ramshackle, thrown together little place.
Is there anything around that's like solid, but that solid and somewhat sturdy, but that Lili can pick up fairly easily, like a pot or a pole or something?
A pot or a pole?
Yeah.
Where's Kern's pot?
Yeah.
Just something that she can pretty easily carry with her, that isn't like super flimsy or super light. It's got to be pretty dense, pretty sturdy.
There really kind of isn't. The woodcutters that were here obviously don't have their tools with them. So the best you'd be able to do would be the what do I want to say? The camp stove setup over the fire outside. Those poles are probably the sturdiest thing you're going to find, but even they are just wood. They've got some very, very minor reinforcement to them with leather strapping, but again, the only metal they carried was their tools. So almost everything here is fairly roughshod.
I'll relay the same request to the party then. If anybody's got something somewhat sturdy, kind of like, definitely would prefer something like hole shaped if possible, but
Like a crowbar?
Yes, like a crowbar.
All right,
Why
I'll have
do
a
you-
crowbar.
I think you get like several different weapons just pushed in your face.
Let's see.
Lili just
Here's an unstrung bow. Here's my shovel.
Lili will take
Oh, I have
the
trouble.
Lili will take
Davyn's
the
just
shovel.
emptied out his pack.
So Lili looks a bit bewildered at all the things thrust in her face before she finally grabs the shovel. Thank you, Davynn. And she's gonna start, she's gonna, in that investigative, pattern, just bang it, select a corner, bang it on the floor, move a few steps over, bang it on the floor, and then just keep going, looking for any hollow sounds or anything like that. Anything that's this isn't just dirt underneath this stone.
Well, you don't get any hollow sounds necessarily. There is a one corner, the far sort of lower left corner, where under the detritus, once that's all pushed out of the way, you are able to find what looks like the very faint outline of a hatch, but it doesn't sound hollow. It's slightly offset from the rest of the paving stones.
I'd like to investigate the hatch, make sure that A, there's nothing that obviously comes up as a trap, and B, see if I can figure out how to open it. See if there's anything to it.
Okay. It's difficult to ascertain whether or not it's trapped. It looks fairly nondescript. It's very well camouflaged.
Mm-hmm.
But it also has no handle or anything like that.
Maybe we should just use magic and start
Or
shaping stone.
crowbar it.
You want to do your
Okay.
stone shape?
I have no. Wait. I'm gonna first try. Oh, 1 second. BRB.
I do
Lili has
think that Kern raises a very good point of why do we use magic when we have a crowbar?
Um,
That is a
Magic
good
Easier?
Magic is cool.
Yeah, also it's cool.
I leave your method of entry to you.
Well,
If we can't get in, I'll be more than willing to do stone shape.
Lily seems to have spaced out.
She's thinking very hard.
Hello.
Okay.
Go.
I do want to see if there's a mechanism somewhere around the cottage that would open what looks like a hatch, or if it looks like it needs to be opened manually, especially since it doesn't have a handle or anything like that.
There is no mechanism in the cottage that you can readily identify. There's no
Okay.
secret button or switch or anything, or sunken handles, anything like that. Yeah, the only thing that gives you any indication that this bit of the floor is different is it is slightly offset from the rest of it.
Does it look like there's enough spacing in the grooves to fit the crowbar?
Barely, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Let's let
It-
Davin do the crowbar because it's his crowbar.
Because he's also
strong boy.
he's
a
also
very
pretty
strong
freaking
boy.
strong.
It's my crowbar. You
All
gonna
right,
use it.
I will attempt to crowbar this thing open.
All right. Use your crowbar. Look at that.
Well, it's not the best roll, but here we are.
Can I retroactively help him?
You can retroactively help him. You can get some assistance from Xylund.
I think crowbar gives you advantage in the first place.
I believe it does as well, but yeah, I just like the image of Xylund like hanging on Davynn and helping him with the crowbar. But with the crowbar, you are able to lever the stone up a little bit and force it up. It's not very large. It's really not even big enough for, say, a grown person to come through. It's not even 5x5. It's, maybe 4x4 square, huge, thick slab stone. And underneath it, there is a blank space, but it's all been filled in with vines and what looks like clinging moss and kind of lichen, and it reeks down there. It smells like rotten eggs and rot, and it feels hot. The
This
air
is where
that
they
comes
poop.
rushing out.
Like
This is
decay.
clearly the poop hole.
Can I try to identify those vines and moss to see if they're like something maybe magical or poisonous in nature?
Sure. You can roll your nature. Knowledge nature.
I don't know.
They're fine. Nah, they're fine.
Those are some plants.
Yeah, those are plants, all right.
I don't know. Actually, I'm not sure if they're plants. I think they might be, I don't know, stone or
Yep.
something.
It's tree because of the way it is. So yeah, it's a really strong, very unpleasant smell, along with the heat that comes up from this little hatchway.
Maybe we should send a fireball down there to clear out the stink.
I don't think we should be
considering-
fireballing places where we don't know if there's anything down there yet.
Especially since, there are a lot of plants that spontaneously explode when they come into contact with fire.
That's a
A lot
thing.
of plants?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Some plants will release gases that are highly flammable, and if they fill an enclosed space with enough pressure, they can become explosive.
Is that what you got from your nature learnings?
Yes, because they're also good in potions.
Okay.
Like swamp gas. Swamp gas is highly flammable. So, yes.
Yes.
Well, we can always machete them with, swords.
Yep.
Hopefully that doesn't upset the forest any.
It'll be fine. My
I think
sword
the
is a
forest
lighter,
has-
so I can't do it.
Worse problems.
I volunteer Davin to be machete boy.
Am I just manual labor boy?
Yep.
That's what happens when you grow up on a farm.
That's what happens when you take expertise in athletics.
Okay. I will try to cut away the plants
Okay. What are you gonna
with a
use?
short sword.
Okay. Just do a basic sword attack. Look at that. So you start fishing around, hacking away at the vines inside. Yeah,
Hey,
the smell
you guys,
gets.
I could use Green Flame Blade and completely ruin the whole point of using the sword.
You could. The smell gets stronger as the vines start to fall away. Yeah, it's not great. As you pull your sword back, it's covered with like kind of muck and slime. It's not super pleasant. It doesn't seem dangerous. It's not really pleasant at all.
Is it like the sweet smell of like decay and stuff?
It's somewhat some decay. A lot of it is again that rotten egg smell, that burning hair kind of smell. There's definitely a chemical aspect to it, and then there is the overlay of just the natural smell of rot.
Okay. All right. Well. This is weird. This is smelly.
Oh, don't you have a flying familiar, Lily?
Is she currently flying? Yeah, but it's a bookbinder. It's yeah.
Does it
Not.
have eyes? Can I go down there and check things out?
Let me make sure. Let me see if it has dark vision. It does have dark vision. Why do you have dark vision? Okay. First off, let me just real quick. How the hell do I delete things again? I had something I wanted to do. Frick.
What are you stuck on?
Never mind. I'm gonna snap my fingers and summon my familiar, who hopefully won't die again.
Uh-huh. You gonna send it in the hole?
Yeah, and
It'll
I'm
be
gonna share senses.
Okay. So Lily sends her precious bookbinder down into the hole, newly cleared by Davynn's sword, and goes a little spacey. Share senses with your book. It is very tight down here, even for your book. It is a tight squeeze to get down. The area seems to be some sort of chimney or other form of constructed exhaust, because it is stone for quite a ways down, and it's the same, worked stone rather than naturally occurring. But eventually, it does break into a larger area, and it is very dark down here. But from what your book can see, and you can see, obviously, this is a much more naturally occurring cavern that has grown over the top of an older structure. You can see where the stone still rises above places the dirt hasn't taken it over completely. But there are these massive sort of greenish yellow deposits over quite a bit of the walls and ceiling. The smell does not abate at all once you're down here. But there are, beyond the just areas of work stone and evidence of a previous occupant, there are bits and pieces to let you know that somebody was here and here recently. There are tables intact and other furnishings, chairs. There's some sort of workbench with shelving and all kinds of glass and other containers lining up against it. Several chests in one corner. The cave branches out into several different directions. There's no definitive indication of what goes where, but the complex is larger than just this one room. There may be other places to explore, but from what you can see down here, the exposed stone does have these same Lirinal glyphs that you've been seeing.
So the bookbinder has keen smell. Yeah.
Yeah, it's having a great time. Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. Poor Natalie. She just suffers.
She does.
At least she's not drowning in acid.
It's true.
I would be so upset with that because all the pages in her would be lost. Maybe.
With that,
That's the reason you'd be
but-
upset.
Do any of those tunnels have like maybe a slight scent of fresh air to indicate maybe another entrance?
Mm-mm. No, from where you are, the central chamber, there's no indication that there's any fresh air down here. I'm not saying that there isn't another exit point to this area, but from the central chamber, your bookbinder isn't able to find it. It would have to explore a little deeper. But you are welcome to do.
Okay.
Because there are 4 tunnels that radiate from the central location.
About how far has the bookbinder gone so far?
It's gone straight down, probably 20 feet.
Okay,
And then
so
the chamber that it's in is maybe 60 foot round.
Okay, so I got about. So I'd only be able to go down each of these tunnels about 20 feet.
A little bit, yeah.
And we won't fit down to that tunnel.
No, it would be a tight squeeze for a small halfling. It is a very tight chimney.
Okay.
You'd have to blow some shit up. You'd have to make it bigger.
I am going to. Oh, hey, I got polymorph actually. I get 1 free use a day, and then Lana also has polymorph, so we could manage to get everybody down there. The bookbinder's gonna stealth. First off, gonna be sneaky bookbinder.
Okay, roll stealth for your bookbinder.
I will do that. 1d20 plus 4. Bookbinder's stealthier than I am.
Maybe.
Okay.
Not
Bookbinder's
today.
Bookbinder's super stealthy. So stealthy right now.
Stealthy as the bookbinders.
And it's gonna flutter like 20 feet down each of the tunnels which is
Okay.
basically my maximum range, just to see
Right.
if the scent changes, see if there's any whiff of like outside.
Okay. As you go through again, there's 2 tunnels on either side, left and right. The 2 on the left seem to go deeper into the cave. The senses, the smells get stronger, and the kind of chemical aspect, that the acidic nature of the air does actually begin to wear on the bookbinder a little
Oof.
bit. In the left bottom in particular is really bad. Left top is not near as bad. It's not fresh air, but the air doesn't worsen, and it
Mhm.
looks like it's actually somebody's bedroom. There's an actual bed, nightstand, quite a few books, again quite a few chests, as well as smaller boxes within the room. Everything is fairly neat. Again, looks like somebody has been here relatively recently, and is apparently a neat freak, judging by the way they left their belongings. On the right hand side, the right upper, again, the smell doesn't get any worse. It doesn't improve a whole lot. It seems to get colder down that way, but again, no real fresh air. Right bottom, the air does start to freshen a little bit,
Okay.
but you
I'm
can't
gonna
see far
use
enough to see where that goes.
I'm going to use my prodigious intellect with the
Okay.
shared senses of the bookbinder to see if I can triangulate the direction from where we are in the cabin to where that tunnel likely goes.
The tunnel most likely would come out to the west, the direction that the footfalls we followed were.
Mm,
It heads back into the center of the forest.
mm, mm, mm. Okay, well, that's something we can try. After we try to see if we can get through the tunnel in the cottage a different way to maybe avoid the center of the forest. Okay. Rather than have the bookbinder fly back and potentially run into anything or fall into a pool of acid somewhere, I'm going to snap my fingers and pop it back to a pocket dimension, coming back to my senses.
Okay, so what's the intel?
We definitely found something very bad, and possibly at least in some part a cause of the problems. Also, somebody appears to be living down there. There's chests, bookshelves, a bed, and acid, I think. Rot. There's a lot. Um, there looks to be another entrance, but I don't think we want to use it because it seems to be in the direction that we nearly died in.
Can your
Hmm.
stone shaping skills widen the
Well,
chimney there, Kern?
my sister and I can both use polymorph.
I have a alternative suggestion for that. Because polymorph is pretty powerful, and if we're looking for just an easier solution, we can just go with this guy.
Oh.
I thought you had that. I was going to ask about that.
Wow.
It only works on one person at a time, though.
Not quite. It works on one person at a time, but I also am magically prodigious in freestyling with spells.
Yes, just rub it in, why don't you?
So what does that mean? You can make it. You can shrink us all.
She can shrink another
I can
person.
shrink up to 4 people.
Oh,
Basically.
4 people.
well,
Or
Really?
I could shrink up to more people, but it's not all at the same time.
Okay, so how about, since we have 5 people, you shrink 4 people, and I use polymorph on myself to something small, and one of you can...
So, I mean, like, not trying to throw a wrench in this, but we're gonna use what, like, 3 or 4 spells, just to get down this chimney.
Well, no, my polymorph is free.
I know, like those, just to get down the chimney. But we can't get back up, so we're gonna have to use the same 4 spells again.
Yeah, I
Whereas I
think
can
if
just
we can
widen the chimney with 1 spell, and
That's
we
what
don't
I
have
was
to worry about anything else.
Yeah.
Okay, that works.
Not trying to say that you guys' ideas are bad. It's just
We'll use this as a fallback, and if need be, we can always use the other exit to leave. I just don't want us to be searching for it in a very dangerous area. If leaving, we can use invisibility to get back after we exit. Between myself and Lana and maybe Davynn, we can cover everybody with invisibility.
okay.
So, since we don't know where the other entrance is, I just don't want us to try and enter through it. But if you could enlarge it with stone shape, then no muss, no fuss. But if for some reason it doesn't work, this is a good fallback.
Okay. All right then.
Is that what you'd like to do, Kern?
Yeah, I'd
Do
just
you
like
wanna
to widen the
use your
chimney so
stone
that we
shape
can,
then? Okay.
we can climb down and like put like ladder rungs in the stone as well.
Oh, getting fancy.
I mean, I am wearing heavy armor, and I don't want to. As somebody who like climbs like actual mountains and stuff, it's much easier to climb when you have good handholds.
I would agree. I think that is a quality plan, and one that you have no problem executing. The stone, if it is magically treated, doesn't behave that way. The tunnel itself does widen. You're able to add your handholds. There is still a bit of a climb check to get up and down, just because of the slick nature of the plant matter that was there. But the handholds help significantly, especially for your heavier plated.
I'm gonna let the others go
Comrades.
first because Lily's not great at athletics.
And
Okay.
that way we can catch her on when she
That's very true.
When I inevitably fall, so they can go first.
All right. So who wants to go first down this magnificent chimney
I'll go.
handholdy? All right.
Is this into the stinky place?
Yes.
Okay, I don't want to go first then.
I'm going.
All right, Xylund.
Oh.
Just make
Oh, how
an
far
athletics.
Xylund has come from not wanting to be like.
Shit. That's bad.
Shit. Well.
Ironically, what you landed.
All right. Well, Xylund bravely volunteers to go first. Although the handhold so lovingly crafted don't do him a whole lot of good, as he does tumble through. You will take some damage on your way down, unfortunately. 10. Ow, shit.
10. Well, mine is 3 because it's blood.
Yes. Yeah.
That's not good.
No. So you fall square on your buttocks. And take some damage, but nothing rushes out to eat you. So,
From the bottom, I'll call up. I just remembered I have a grappling gun.
Ah.
I think if you couldn't climb a ladder, the grappling gun wouldn't have helped.
No, with the grappling gun, I channel the grappling gun spirits, and everything seems to work out.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go second.
He took his last level up was a level in Cleric in the grapple domain.
Yeah.
Let's
Clearly.
see, what do I have?
all right, Davynn, roll your athletics.
I don't have anything that would work for this, so I'm just gonna rip up more of his clothing and stuff some cotton in his nose.
Okay. You get advantage on this. Not that you need it, clearly, but
Yeah, clearly don't.
It's not even like your best roll that you can do. Jeez.
I know it's it's disturbing. All right. So Davynn makes it down. No issues, no problems. It does reek down here. Like it's awful. That sulfur smell is pretty overwhelming. But you're safe and sound with Xylund. Who's next? Kern?
Yep.
All right.
Let's do this.
Yay! Look, you did fine. Using your expertly crafted handholds.
Yeah.
Join your comrades down below.
All right, I'm just gonna wait at the bottom in case one of you falls.
Lana will go next.
Okay, Lana can go next.
Oh wait, that's me. Yes.
That's you.
This next roll is for Lana and not for Davynn, as
Alright.
it will be labeled.
That's fine. Okay. Make a dex save, please, Lana.
I did pretty well.
Yeah. Thankfully, she's light on her feet. She kind of stumbles at the last handhold, but manages to land and make it look pretty cool. Doesn't injure herself in any way that she's gonna let on. So she makes it down fine. And
Lily, being the genre savvy individual that she is, knows that there's almost, whenever going down a creepy hole, there's almost always somebody watching the party. So she's going to take a glance around just to make sure that there's nobody visible. And unbothered by smells, because she's an alchemist and she smelled far worse. Hey, that's not bad.
That ain't bad.
Make a dex save, please, Lily.
Davynn, catch me!
Oh,
Davynn, catch me! Lily just plummets
I'll try.
back first.
Funk. Okay.
Did I make the handholds too crimpy?
No. All right. Well,
I think
Davynn.
I think if you had some nice cup holds instead of crimp holds, that would have probably been better.
Yeah. I shouldn't have made this like a 5'11". It should have gone for. I expected too much from the party.
Oh.
The fact that none of these people know what the 5'11" even refers to is probably a sign that they shouldn't have been crimp holds.
Lily is breathing heavily, just eyes wide, paler than usual. And she's just pats Davynn on the shoulder where he caught her. Thank you. Okay.
Glad to help.
So now you are all in the middle of the workshop / living room / main quarters of whatever this is, getting to enjoy the full-on blast of the fetid air and the sulfur smell and that chemical tang in the back of your throat.
Davynn's gonna pass around little bits of his shirt and be like, "Put it in your nose."
Xylund, do you have alcohol on you?
Of course.
Can I get a little bit?
Yeah.
I soak the rags in his alcohol because it's less smelly than that, and just put it up around my nose. So I'm smelling alcohol, which is a common smell now. Xylund.
Yeah, that is
I've
a
got
common
my-
smell.
Dragon bone helmet on. I think I finished the air filtration system, didn't I?
Yes, you have. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got
come
that
up once
thing going.
before. Yes. So you're unaffected by the smell.
But I will share alcohol with anyone who wants it.
Lily is, like I said, very used to foul smells. She just pops the hood on her cloak of acid resistance up, and it's got
That's
a little.
probably a good idea.
Yeah, it's got a little. You know how some of the hoods have an under mask you can pull up, you see them on rogues and stuff. I imagine it's probably got one of those for splashbacks. So she just pulls that up.
And what would you like to do, having fortified yourself against the stench?
Start looking.
Looking for what?
Anything. I don't
Alright.
know.
Oh, there's writing everywhere, isn't there?
There's some
We're not-
writing, yeah.
Let's try to read that.
I'll try
Yeah,
to
the
cold
area
iron.
that look for cold iron.
I like Kern will because he's not good at the reading stuff.
Okay.
Lily's gonna go to the bedroom.
Okay, Lily's going to the bedroom.
Well,
Considering
when I
fine.
said we should try to read the writing, I was more like you should try to read the writing because I don't think I can read the writing.
Okay, Lily's gonna go and attempt to decipher the arcane Lyranel writing
Yes.
before she goes to the bedroom.
Lily's
I will
reading the
look
writing.
over her shoulder and stroke my chin knowledgeably and nod occasionally like I'm following.
Okay.
Lily does call dibs on the bedroom and all the books in it, though.
All right, Davin, what would you like to do while everyone else is doing their thing?
Davin is getting his detect magic thing up because that's what he does when investigating.
All right. Okay. Well, first things first. We'll do Lyranel. Again, this area was clearly a constructed building that has been taken over by the elements, particularly the deposits of sulfur that have slowly scaled their way over the majority of it and built up stalagmites that poke through here and there. Most of them have been knocked away or filed down to make room for furniture, but the remnants are still there. So what you can see are bits of pillars and doorways that poke through this, sort of scabby skin of sulfur. And it was a temple, from what you can tell, Lily, just based on the markings over the doors in particular. But it was also a school. Reading the bits that have survived on the pillars, this was some sort of place of learning, not necessarily a library, but a place of instruction, more so than anything. So this may have been a place where clergy came to train. It may have been a place where holy soldiers came to train. It's difficult to tell, but this was considered a place of learning.
Okay. Is it possible to date the chamber at all? Based on
the original chamber?
Mm-hmm.
The original chamber is, it's hundreds of years old. The drawings, the engravings have been nearly worn away, and the amount of scale buildup is pretty hefty. The places that you can read, it's because the scale has been knocked away rather than just not been covered yet. Somebody did that. Somebody came in and uncovered bits and pieces of this place.
Would you say that the original chamber was probably older or younger than the forest?
Oh, much older.
Much older?
Much older than the forest.
Okay, so they were wrong when they said that there was no way that the heart of the forest wouldn't have found it. Ha! In your face, villagers. Hippies.
Do you have something you need to work out?
No. I just don't like it when people tell me something's impossible.
The language, some of it is the kind of the crypto or specialized language, the sort of the cant language that you found in the books of Lyranel. They tend to write to each other in code, which is not out of the ordinary for a secret society. But the base language is primordial.
Ooh.
Joke's on them. I bet they thought nobody knows primordial. Little do they know that Lily knows all kinds of useless things. Okay, so she'll convey all that to Xylund, who's standing over her shoulder, and rolling her eyes at all of his yes, aha, I sees.
There are also touches of draconic here and there.
Which
Oh,
Lily,
yeah, I can read those.
Yeah. And that does seem to, in some places, even overwrite the cant of Lyranel, as if there were two competing philosophies in the same area.
So does it look like there's more writing underneath this scaling on the walls?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna busy myself knocking the scales off the walls.
Okay.
while he's doing that, I'm gonna go check out the bedroom.
Okay, Lily will go to the bedroom. Xylund is knocking sulfur scale, which is not helping the smell, by the way.
I
Not
have
at
an air
all.
filtration helmet on.
I
I'm good.
know. I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about everybody else.
Stop it.
I'm
Stop
not.
it.
These just big wafts of sulfur and stink and rot keep coming up as he's knocking all this scaling off. Kern, in your search for cold iron, there is actually quite a bit or not in the workbench, but on the workbench. Actually, very neatly made ingots, very thin, very light ingots, not, I mean, less than an inch thick, about the length of your finger, that have been piled up very neatly inside a wooden box and set on top of the workbench. And next to it, there's another very small wooden box with rings of the same color that have been made and stacked very neatly, very uniform.
This is troubling. I asked Lana to come over and just start shoveling all the cold iron into the bag.
She's just going ham. All right. She's
We're gonna
like,
have so much cold iron by the end of this.
You will have quite a bit of cold iron. Yes, you will. It's all very small, but yeah.
Which will stand us in good stead if we ever come across Glamored.
Oh yeah, that'll go well. Davynn, your detect magic. There's actually quite a bit of magic
I would
in
figure.
the area, as one would expect. Beyond just your teammates. There are bits and bobs on the workbench that have a very faint magical aura to them, mostly transmutation magic. Several of the chests also have abjuration magic attached to them. And there is a fairly massive spike of magical energy directly beneath your feet.
Like underneath the ground?
Yeah.
In that case, I'll take out my shovel and start digging.
Okay, Davynn's gonna dig.
Actually, I guess I should ask, how far down does it feel like?
It's definitely on the edge of your radius. So it's
So it could very well be that other tunnel.
So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna dig 30 feet down.
Oh, actually, I should probably do a ping to make sure we're not alone, or that we are alone down here. Boink.
Yeah, it could be that the other tunnel on the left, bottom left, the one that smells more sulfury when you go down it, could loop back down below this cavern.
What would that mean?
That would mean something pretty hefty is down that tunnel. Let's see. Divine Sense. Open your awareness. Celestial fiend or undead. Well, there's no fiends here. There's no undead here. Lucky for you. But there is definitely the hint of celestial.
Ooh.
Fae, specifically. In this case. And it's in the...
Can I tell if it's like a Fae creature or like a Fae object or just...
It's a being.
A being.
Yeah, it's not an object.
Where is it?
It would be in the upper right.
In the upper right.
The upper right
colder?
Tunnel. Yeah.
Oh, upper right. I was thinking like upper right of this room, and I was
no,
like,
no. The upper right tunnel. The upper right tunnel where the temperature starts to drop.
I will make that known to the others.
So
Every time you tell Kern something, he makes that noise.
So we got big scary thing and a huge magical spike, both like in a downward direction, kind of.
Well, the
Well-
big magical spike is in a downward direction.
The cold
Yeah.
is in a different tunnel.
Yeah, you don't really know if the cold is up or down, just that it's that way. But that's where Divine Sense is pinging.
I thought you said there was like it was like a slope like going down into a tunnel.
So before we went in here, just in case we got separated or other things happened, Lily would have established a telepathic bond via ritual.
Okay.
That's
Uh,
fine.
Is it fine to say that we did that when we woke up, since we got right
yeah.
about it?
As long as it doesn't prevent you from casting anything else you've already cast, no?
No, it's not concentration, and I haven't
Okay.
cast anything concentration anyways.
Alrighty. And I don't mind.
Alrighty.
So you've got your
Um,
shell up.
Yeah. So, because we're all in different rooms, and this way we can still
Uh-huh.
communicate and not alert anything in the area that we're here, except for all the noise we make.
I already fell down the chimney.
Yeah.
You
But
did.
still,
You did.
guaranteed communication, even if something else happens, as long as none of you go to a different plane. It's still nice, right?
We have accidentally wandered into different planes before.
Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
Okay, so Lily will chime in telepathically. All right, so once we've completely cleared this area, we can make a decision to go to the upper right tunnel where the Fae is, or dive into the belly of the beast in the lower left.
Well, I feel like I don't know.
But we should definitely get everything we can from this area first, before we go off and start challenging gods and demons and whatnot.
Mhm.
Or we could split the party and one of us goes and confronts the Fae. And the
That's a
other-
terrible idea.
Dibs.
I vote against.
All right, Xylund and I go take on the fiend or the Fae, and you
Yeah.
guys go do the other stuff.
Bye. This will be.
You know, if you're gonna have somebody dealing with the Fey creature, you might as well send the person who's basically half Fey at this point. My name's Lana. I'm from New York.
Okay, Lana.
How about we don't split the party when we might engage in mortal combat of some kind?
Well, okay. How about we? My vote, if we're gonna vote, my vote would be to investigate the magical beneath us, so that we gather information before we confront this weirdo down the tunnel, just so that we know, hopefully have a better idea of what we're dealing with. Also, maybe it's some kind of magical engine from which he derives his power, and in that case, we can destroy it before we go talk to him.
I would agree with that, but like I said, I would like to clear this area first. Perhaps we can find notes or some kind of record that says what's going on here. It's a long shot, but it's possible.
Yeah.
All right. So, again, clearing the area. I know Lily desperately wants to go into that bedroom and touch all the books. Is anyone going to go with her?
She'll be fine.
You just hear a scream, and the telepathic bond ceases, and then you go and just see a pile of ash on the ground.
You know, it wouldn't be the first time.
Turns out she wasn't fine.
All right. So Lily's going by herself. Okay.
Yeah, we got telepathic bonds. We can holler for
All
help.
right. All right, Lily. So while they're doing other stuff, you go into the bedroom again, very nice and neat, as is everything else down in this little chamber. There are several chests, one large one at the foot of the bed, and two smaller ones that are tucked underneath the sort of side table, which seems to be mostly a desk. Again, everything in its place. There's a little inkwell that's been corked up, several feather quills that have been laid neatly aside. The books are stacked in 3 different piles on top of the desk, and then there is a small bookshelf off to one corner that is just absolutely jam-packed books. Most of them look fairly old and well thumbed through. Clearly been handled a lot. Very few look new.
Okay.
But again, everything is very precisely placed.
When I enter, I'm going to use my magical sonar
Magical sonar.
just to see if there's anybody there.
Okay. You don't hear anything other
Hmm.
than, whoever's closest to the doorway in the main chamber.
The telepathic. When they ping, the telepathic bond causes a feedback a lot like when you bring a microphone close to an amplifier.
Yep, you don't hear anybody here.
Okay. I'm going to look longingly at the books, but first I'm going to inspect the chests. I'm going to look for any like glyphs of warding, runes, or tripwires, or anything that might indicate that these chests should be not be touched by somebody who's not able to dispel those.
All right. Well, the large chest at the foot of the bed is carved with glyphs, but they don't appear to be active. They're not glowing in any way, or they don't give you any indication that that box is currently trapped. The other 2 are warded to high heaven.
I don't have dispel magic, but Kern, you do, right?
I do happen to have dispel magic.
Lily's gonna call for Kern. Telepathically. In a non-panicky way.
Ah, where is it? Let's go.
Kern, could I borrow you for a moment?
Okay. I will
I'm in
make my way over to Lily.
Okay.
So these 2 chests here are fairly well warded. Would it be possible for you to dispel them so that we can open them? I want to see what they thought so important as to need this level of magical protection.
It's possible, but it potentially could be like a 50-50. I can try, though.
I mean, only if you're willing.
Yeah.
I don't want to... I don't...
Sorry.
Anywho.
I really hope that you guys aren't accidentally broadcasting.
I hope so.
No, I was broadcasting that to everyone. I was talking to Davynn.
Oh yeah, totally.
Lily just suddenly just like, that's the reason why Lily just cut off mid-sentence, is she caught that and she's just like,
Lily, this chest is so big.
don't enable him.
You're the one who's enabling me, Lily.
No.
Anyways, if you would
Oh
like
my
to,
lord.
if you're willing to dispel the magic, then absolutely, I would love for you to try.
All right.
It's up to you and whether or not you feel like we should conserve resources.
It'll be fine.
All right. So, what are you dispelling magic on?
The thing that she said is one of the 2 things that she said is warded, whichever one she deems as higher priority right now.
Yeah, the boxes look identical, so it's 50-50 shot, Lily. What do you want to do? Left or
Okay.
right?
Flipping a coin. Left.
Okay. Please roll your check.
That's what I thought.
Oh yeah.
All right. Big money, no whammies.
Big money, no whammies.
That was about as whammy as I could get it.
How lucky
Yeah.
are you, Kern?
Is
Are
it
you
is it worth
feeling
a roll a luck thing? Is a luck worth another 3rd level spell slot?
Is it? That's an excellent question.
Yeah, I'll do it. Lily, your chest is too distracting.
Lily's chest remains impenetrable.
Can I
Well-
okay, so can I identify these words? Like, are they something that would explode on touch or explode on open or like what?
Make a perception check. Either one of you make a perception check.
Could I do Arcana instead?
No.
Oh,
No.
this is why I wanted to do Arcana.
Can I do a perception check?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. So while Lily is trying to figure out the exact nature of the warding, Kern, you recognize the style of box.
Mhm.
It seems to be a more elaborate version of the box you ran into in the basement, the library of Davynn's home.
Oh.
In as much as it seems to be built in with not only obviously magical blocks, but also mechanical ones that could potentially cause its contents to be destroyed.
So
Son
the
of
thing
a
that we-
bitch,
the thing
not
that we were never able to open before.
Yeah, the one box that you guys played with and destroyed everything inside. Yeah. this
Okay,
looks like the
we
same
knew it
style
would
of
happen.
box.
We knew it was a possibility. We were trying to get the books out of there, damn it.
All right. Well, we have a bag of holding.
You do?
Let's just put these in there, and then I'll keep trying to dispel it. Maybe inspiration will hit me, and I won't be so preoccupied by your chest.
That's why I was trying to determine whether or not they would explode on touch or if it was like
No, the glyph, the actual glyph of warding, the actual warding on the box is not explode on touch. But you do risk losing the contents because of the mechanical nature of the box, which again Kern noted.
Sorry, did I just hear somebody wants inspiration?
So I don't want to really. I was okay burning 1/3 level and 1 luck for this for right now, especially since we probably have a big fuck off monster fight coming up pretty soon. But I would rather circle back to this on a time where we had more resources to devote to this. I mean, it's true, right, Erie? I mean, yeah. The fuck off is for us. It's the monster thing. Fuck off to us.
That's
trying to think if there's something that would help.
Welcome back, Simon.
So
Lily's chests are impenetrable.
damn right
That's
they
all that
are.
you missed.
Impenetrable?
Yeah.
Okay, so once it's in the bag of holding, it's basically in stasis, right?
Well, yeah, you won't have to worry about the mechanical aspect being triggered because it's technically not being, jostled or anything. Like it's
So based off of our knowledge of this box and whatever I was able to decipher, as long as it's not handled roughly.
it'll be fine.
Okay.
So we got to be really, really careful with it.
Yes.
Dexterity check level.
Or
yes.
I should be able to do that.
Yeah, you can levitate it if you want. They're not large boxes and they're not particularly heavy. Yeah, you can certainly levitate them into the bag if you want.
And then I think
Okay.
Lana gets a free levitate from her loot.
Yeah, so
She
I'll
does.
get one
Yes.
and you can use the other.
You
and
know,
we'll just pop them into the bag of holding.
before we go off half-cocked here, we've already made a bunch of assumptions and gotten who was the bad guy wrong once.
Yeah.
Like maybe there's more going on here than we know, and maybe we shouldn't steal everyone's shit before we figure out who actually is the bad guy.
To be fair, they have cold iron, and if we
I
realize
know
these people
that looks
aren't the
bad.
bad guy, then we just return it and be like,
They're
"Here's our
also-
mistake, our bad."
What
They're
did you do
also-
with Xylund?
They're also crashing in a. They're also crashing in a literal temple to Lirinel.
But that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Like we don't. There's a lot we don't know about Lirinel as well.
Fair.
Probably
I'm
'cause-
with Kern. We can return it if we find out we're wrong, and just be like, we were keeping it safe, man. If we could get down here, anybody could. We'll use Lana to sell the lie, make him feel better.
All right.
Okay, and then the last thing I want to do, if nobody else has anything before we go investigate, is I want to at least look at these books and see kind of what they cover and see if anything would be of use to us.
Okay. It's fine. You can investigate any of the books you choose. Again, most of them are clearly handled and old, but they are all blank. All of them.
Every single one.
Every one. Yellowed pages, some worn spines, completely blank pages.
Davynn, do you still have your detect magic up?
I do. Can I take a look at the books?
Yeah, just tell me
Mhm.
if they have active magic on them, like if their contents are being obscured with magic, kind of thing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, this whole
Okay.
room is basically one big magical spotlight.
What type of magic is it?
Mostly transmutation.
Oh, that's my magic. Mm. So I don't. Okay, so since we're already taking the chest, we might as well take all the books. I don't want to use my true seeing now because I might need that spell slot. So, yeah, we'll just load all of these books into the bag of holding.
You know, I also got the true seeing over here. And the only
Does
other
she?
thing I could be doing, no, I do. It's just like the only other thing I'd be doing with it is transforming into a big fuck off tensor fella.
A what?
I could transform into a big fuck off tensor fella.
A what? A tensor?
Tensor fella.
What's a tensor fella?
You know, like Tensor, that guy. You know, he was some famous wizard. Everybody thought he was a big old nerd, so he made a spell that made him into a big old jock instead.
Oh,
Right.
I
Well,
know exactly what you're talking about.
if it doesn't cost you anything to use, then perhaps if you could just take a look and see if True Seeing will reveal the contents of these books.
I mean, it'll cost me the ability to become a jock, but that's fine. I think I'm becoming more Boston over time.
Oh,
I
Boston.
think so. Yeah, I think you should That's okay. It seems appropriate.
Yeah.
Davynn,
Yeah,
just
okay.
to interject briefly, there is a magical ping underneath your feet also in here, but this one is much closer. It's about 2 foot down.
Oh, okay. I'll take a shovel to that.
While
Okay.
the Boston Lana takes a look at the
yeah.
books.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that True Seeing is more valuable than Tensor Transformation since Polymorph is basically the same thing, except
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there we go. Lana's gonna use her True Seeing to see if we can get an idea of what's in the books.
Okay. True sight. So the books are mostly filled with histories. They're more long form written. It's not really the formula that you were kind of expecting. It's a lot of written history in several different hands. Clearly a collection, but you don't speak primordial, so this will not help you.
We're taking all of them.
But yeah,
We're taking all of them.
they appear to be history books. The books that are specifically on the nightstand or specifically on the table are not written at all. They're drawings done by a mediocre artist. Clearly not someone super skilled, but has a long practice, long hand at it, and all kinds of pictures. For Lana in particular, it reminds her of the landscapes and the other sort of portraits that her friend paints inside his painting.
Do they look
Mm,
artistically
basically-
similar, or like the same
Not
artist?
really
or-
artistically similar, just sort of the way that they're framed. It always looks like looking at it like a postcard as opposed to a real life sort of painting, like somebody is copying a photograph. It's just, yeah, it's very much the way that it's framed is what reminds you of it. That's as far as the similarities go.
Let's take all of them. There might be a clue to the Heart of Shadows in here. Any
Possibly.
objections?
Go for it.
No, we know we should take this stuff.
All right, going to take everything, and then once that's done, I need to check the chest at the foot of the bed that's not actively warded, and then I'll go read Xylund's uncovered things, and then we'll go investigate shit. Sorry, I'm taking so long. I'm sorry I'm taking so long, but there's a lot of shit in this bedroom.
There is quite a bit. The chest, the massive unlocked, unwarded one at the foot of the bed, is completely empty, but judging from the odds and ends at the bottom, an errant button and clumps of thread, it looks like clothes were kept in here.
I'm gonna knock just to see if there's any false compartments.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Ooh. I'm horrible at those. Yep.
It looks good.
Kern, you're
Let's
more
see.
perceptive than I am. Can you check this chest for false compartments?
Yes, I can.
Sigh. That's fine. It's just a chest. It's pretty. It's
Lily, your
old.
chest is pretty.
Hey, Lily. By the way, I know you. I know I heard over the mind link about you and Kern. So I just want you to know I support this. This is totally canon.
Thank you, Lana, but I could never tear Kern away from Xylund or vice versa. So, unfortunately, this will have to remain unreciprocated.
No, you have my blessing. It's fine.
Nope. couldn't do it to the two of you. I know it would tear you both apart and cause you immeasurable pain, and I refuse to do that. So, sorry, but... Anyways, I'm gonna go read this writing that Xylund's uncovered. Bye. And she's gonna
Bye.
just walk away. She's just gonna walk away.
Lily's walking away. Davynn, in your digging, you find one more box. Also, older, heavily carved, very small though. It's about the size of a shoebox. So smaller than the other two.
What's in the box?
This one is also warded and appears to be locked.
Can somebody help me unward this thing, or?
We already tried, and considering there's a boss fight, we've just been throwing the warded shit into the bag of holding. Gently, though. Very gently.
Okay, I guess we'll put this one also inside of the bag and holding for now.
I'm gonna be so upset if we end up in a fight where we all nearly die, and when we eventually open these boxes and trunks, like it's all shit that would have helped us.
How so you would need to spell magic to unward these? Is that what's going on, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but it would
They're high level
would-
dispels.
yeah, it would take a high roll.
Oh,
Not only
okay.
that, but I don't know about the box that Davin found, but the chests that we got also have a mechanical aspect that
Oh yeah, were you here for that, Sin?
No, I'm a mechanical inclined person.
Yeah,
Right.
so
It's the same box that you guys found in the basement, or the same type of box that you found in
in Amara's library,
yeah, where you
the one that where all of her spell books got destroyed.
yeah, that has the acid built into it.
Oh, okay. Well,
And if you don't open it correctly, or if you rough handle the box too much, it'll destroy the contents.
so you can either mechanically disarm it or dispel it?
No, you have to
Well,
do
you have
both.
to do both.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, probably best to leave it for now, I guess.
And get back to it later when we have time.
But maybe this other box is easier to open.
It's smaller. It is warded magically as well, and it does seem to have some sort of mechanical lock to it.
Okay, well never mind. Probably the same thing.
Yeah. So
Okay.
into the bag of holding.
Yes, into the gentle hands of the bag of holding. Back in the main room, after Xylund has knocked off however many centuries of foul-smelling sulfur salt onto the floor.
This is why we need
Gotten-
Gale to do this kind of work.
Oh, I'm sure Gale would be absolutely thrilled.
Oh, I could have probably summoned an unseen servant to take care of that for you.
No, that's all right.
So, from what you've knocked away and what you've now exposed to the air, again, everything is still pretty worn down from its centuries under something clearly acidic. What you are able now to read is that this place was not just a center of learning, but it was supposedly held over for the closest analogy would be a like an oracle or a prophet. Basically, they're the Liranel paragon, someone touched by the deity who is able to perceive time and space and worlds other than their own. And this location is where that person is supposedly trained.
Oh shit. Okay, everyone. We gotta remain open-minded here, all right? Like, just because something is Lyranel, I don't want you guys, jumping at it and beating the shit out of it. You know what I mean? Because there could be some real cool shit to be found here.
Is this your comparative religion style? Liranel might be just second side of another god thing.
Yes, which has, gained some support from renowned academics such as what's your face up top.
Yes. The renowned academic what's her face.
What's her face? Gnome. She was a gnome, wasn't she?
Oh, she's a halfling.
Oh, whatever.
Gnomes, dwarves, halflings, same thing.
I don't see
Racist.
species.
So, honestly, I'm gonna have to agree with Xylund, but not for the reason he thinks. While he may be onto something with the comparative religion, if there is some remnant of an oracle here, there also could be knowledge to be gained as well. I don't think that there's any that are being trained here, but there might be something to uncover.
I'm just saying, talk first. Like, we should definitely use our words.
Yeah, we should probably do that more often. I mean, how many times have we gotten into a scrape by fighting first and then found out that, oh yes, that person wasn't the bad guy all along?
Well,
Like-
I mean, with the tree man or whatever, we tried to talk to him, but that didn't work out.
We did. He attacked first, so I'm not holding that against us. But, okay, so we were going to check out the giant pool of magic below us first, and the super sulfur tunnel that is probably going to kill us.
Mm-hmm.
I can go
Yes?
first. I got this air filtration system going.
Sure. We should figure out a way for the rest of us to breathe normally.
I have more
I don't-
alcohol.
I mean, I'm fine. I deal with sulfur all the time in alchemy.
Okay. I guess we can just suck it up.
Well, if you and Kern and Lana want to wait up here, we'll still be within telepathic range, I think. Won't we? And then we can call for you.
As
I
long
mean,
as you don't go to a different plane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless there's a portal to a different plane that we walk through without
Okay.
noticing.
Oh yeah,
Which,
it did say something about
fitty
time
fitty.
and space and shit.
Yeah, I basically, as long as we're on the same plane and this telepathic bond is still established, we can talk anywhere.
Well, okay. Well, every 10 seconds we'll do it. We'll send a ping so that you know we're still on the same plane.
Okay, I guess that works.
I will remind you that your sword screams,
Well, it
and
screams
everyone
always.
can hear it within 30 feet. So
It's
you'll be cool
never-
for the first 30 feet, and then after that, you won't be able to hear it anymore.
I mean, it's never not screaming.
Yeah,
Exactly.
pretty much. It's constant background noise at this point.
Exactly.
Even when we were in Greylock, it was screaming. Probably 'cause
Well,
it was
Greylock's
Mistress Island.
dangerous. Clearly.
This sword
I
probably
don't
would have driven us all mad by now.
Yeah, I think it's just one of those white noise things now where it's just in the background. You only notice it when it's not there.
At this point, I think it's probably screaming because it's attached to Xylund all the time. He's a mad scientist, don't you know?
He's something. All right.
Uh,
So who are you leaving in the main chamber then?
Everyone who's not me or Lily, I think.
Okay.
Unless you
All
guys
right.
think you can brave the smell and want to come with us.
I can. I don't want to.
Okay.
I'll stay up here with Davynn and Lana.
All right.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to show you this picture. This is a real life picture. So I ended up not using it, but I still think it's awesome. And this gives you an idea of what you're actually walking into.
as long as it's not a visual aid.
This is clearly a visual aid, but it's a real visual aid. It's an honest to goodness visual aid. As you walk down the tunnel, the caked on kind of sulfur gets heavier and worse to where you can't even see the structures poking out beneath it. The only thing that's cleared is small sections of a stone walkway leading you down further, and it does curve in on itself as it continues to slope down. I will show you this picture for reference because I think it's an awesome picture. But yeah, this is very much the effect of the caked on kind of sulfur barnacles and the built up detritus on the ground and stalagmites that come up as you go down. This is in South Korea, by the way.
That's
Okay, Xylund, just so you know, I know you don't typically use fire, but sulfur is highly flammable and explosive, so try not to set it off.
I don't really use fire. I use the divine radiance of my god. Goddess? God? Wait, is Xana's a girl. Goddess.
Lovely. Just wanted to make sure you were warned. And then I send the same warning upstairs to those three because I know that some of them like fire a little too much.
Check it out. I can
not-
use Green Flame Blade.
You know he's itching to.
I was mainly more worried about Lana, but yeah. I just remembered sulfur is highly flammable and possibly explosive at a high enough temperature, so please no fire.
Hey, what can I say? If something hits me, I'm gonna Hellish Rebuke it.
Nope, don't do it. Just
It's
I
gonna
should
get
really put away
rebuked
these
hellishly.
matches that I was playing with.
we're all
Alright.
going to die.
So as you make your way down, and again the smell does intensify. You can't smell it all, Xylund, but for Lily, it does intensify and starts to even sting the eyes a little bit. But you make your way down to what seems like kind of the lowest level of the cavern system. And let me find the right thing. Okay, you put on goggles. You eventually make way to a very kind of bog, swampy type of biome. The first thing you see is that there is a large tree that has sort of burrowed its way down in this area. It's coming in from a slant from sideways, so it's probably originating outside the cave. But it kind of wraps itself around another layer of temple. And this area has almost been completely taken over by vegetation. Plant life everywhere. You can barely see the floor. The sulfur cake is mostly either gone or covered over by vegetation. But the vegetation down here is also the same kind of grotty, acidic, falling apart, half rotten stuff that you saw climbing up the chimney. And just beyond there is an open mouth. You can barely see the ring of stone around it. And from the darkness beyond that particular doorway, there's a very soft, slow sound of wind with almost a purr effect layered on top of it. A very deep, slow sound.
So first off, ping.
Do you want me to ping?
No, I already. That was me pinging.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What are you pinging? Oh,
We're
you're
just
pinging the
letting
group.
them know that we're
Gotcha.
on the same plane.
Yes, still on the same plane.
And then if Davynn's detect magic has not expired and all that's gone on, actually no, the telepathic bond doesn't really allow for location direction.
No.
No. Okay.
I'm going to start creeping over towards the glowing thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna be about 10 feet behind Xylund.
Hidden for the door.
Yep.
Okay.
Keep my eye out for any movement.
Roll your stealth, both of you.
Hey.
Hey.
Guys, I'm so stealthy.
Oh dear.
Lili trips.
Hang on, I gotta roll. As you creep closer to the doorway, there's a rough gust of wind that comes out of it, just really hot and incredibly acrid. You can feel it going past you. It's stripping away the outer layer of your skin. And good Lord, does it stink. But then it falls again into that slow, rhythmic purr almost.
I will wave for Lili to wait where she is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And I will continue to creep forward.
Okay.
I'm gonna snap my fingers and share senses with. I'm not gonna snap my fingers.
Yeah, don't snap your fingers.
I'm going to summon without snapping Natalie and have her just kind of sitting on Xylund and share senses with her.
Okay.
What is Natalie now anyway?
Still a bookbinder.
Okay.
So
Okay.
like a giant moth kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So as you and creeping forward again. Oh man, you guys are getting incredibly lucky. Okay.
You know what would have been smart?
Huh.
Is if I had let Davynn or Lana use my helmet to do this. But whatever.
Whatever, you're
Will
here
you
now.
really relinquish your helmet now?
I don't know. That's the thing.
So as you approach the door, sliding in sort of the mucky bogness, the mud that has begun to take over at the doorway, I will show you what the room beyond looks like.
I should have cast invisibility on Xylund when he motioned for me to stay.
Oh yeah, that would have been good too.
That's a visual aid.
That
So
is a vision.
inside, you see there's the soft green light coming from the far reaches that cast sort of a green pall over everything. There's swirls of what look like wisps, but could just be bog lights The entire arena, the entire floor is just mud and dead and rotting. You can barely make out the vestiges of buildings that were down here at one point, rooms and walls that have just been eaten away by eons. You can very, very faintly hear the sound of actual water, but most of it down here is just stagnant and gross. Even from your vantage point at the doorway, you can see the remains of creatures, be they fae or humankind, sticking out in the mud in various stages of decomposition. And from the center of it, while you don't exactly see where it's coming from, you do hear the pop of bubbles and the rush of air in that slow, rhythmic.
Oh gosh.
Okay, I'm
By
gonna
the,
use
yeah,
my
by the way-
divine sense.
Use your divine
by the way,
sense?
Erie,
Yes.
since Nautilus can cast spells through touch, as long as they're touch based, I used her to cast invisibility on Xylund, and since he's technically carrying her because she's sitting on him, she should also be invisible.
That's a nice theory, but okay. Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, what?
Well, it's not. At least it's
It's
not a deer.
fine.
At least it's not a deer lord.
It's fine. It's fine. Divine sense. Does not qualify. Nothing pings in this room. I mean, you can use it, but nothing comes up.
No, didn't Davynn sense some kind of weird
He
object?
scented
down here?
magic. He scented magic down here. None of the above apply
Okay.
to whatever the hell is in this room.
I briefly consider grabbing Nautilus and throwing her into the possible acid to see if it's acid. But then remember she can fly.
Oh, that's the only reason that you don't do it.
And also Lily is right behind me. All right. I guess I'll creep forward a little bit more. I want to
Okay.
get close enough so I can test the floor where it looks really sort of acidic and mushy.
Mucky? Okay. Go ahead. You'll have to do another stealth if you go inside this room.
You should have advantage because invisibility, though.
What was that again? Sorry, I was thinking about something else.
I said you'll have to roll your stealth again if you want to
Okay,
go
yeah.
further into the room.
Hey!
Okay.
Didn't even need the advantage from
Alright.
invisibility.
So as you actually enter the room, the ground underneath you is really soft and squidgy and would be difficult to walk across quickly. It also makes a lot of noise as you go through. Just sort of slip sliding in the mud a little bit. This is very, very soft. It does have enough of a soil base or a stone base, whatever is beneath you, that you can walk on it competently, but it would absolutely be difficult terrain. It's very slippery and gross. But it doesn't seem to actually be injuring any of your equipment, so whether or not it's acidic on its own, it's difficult to say.
So you said bubbles were rising?
Yeah, from towards the back of the room, there's bubbles and hot air that are coming out from the mud.
No other really landmarks of note that I can see in here?
Not really. Again, you see sort of, like bits of wall and dead trees and bits of people. Yeah, or former people sticking out from the mud, but it's all covered in muck and been worn away and eaten away. Everything else is just bog lights and the crystals at the far reaches of the room.
Okay, this doesn't seem like a solo mission, really. From here, can I see if there's any writing on the crumbled walls up there?
No. It would be really difficult to tell. Most of it's covered in mud. So yeah, it wouldn't be obvious at all. Even the writing upstairs was pretty faded, and that was in full light.
Yeah, I'll just turn around and try not to
Okay.
disturb whatever's lurking beneath the surface here.
Okay, one more stealth check on your way out.
You have advantage.
Okay. You're ushered out of the room with another snort and gust of hot air. But whatever is inside stays still.
Okay, I'll share my findings with the others telepathically. Bog monster.
Bog monster. Bog monster.
Fog monster.
Or something.
Should we come to you?
In the deep. No, let's just leave it for now. We can poke it last if we run out of things to poke.
Why are they why are there things spinning? In lower left hand and right hand corners.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
cool.
Is this your animated map?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Are those on the map? Like,
Yeah. I remember I said that there were 4 crystals casting a green light over the room.
no,
So-
I didn't
No,
remember.
I said
Okay,
it
well,
twice,
poke the
and
crystal.
those are
Okay,
they.
Okay, well, hang on. Before I leave, I'm gonna go towards one of these crystals.
You're gonna
Yeah,
go poke
and-
a crystal?
Well, and since I'm sharing
Uh-huh.
senses with Natalie, if I can identify anything about them as well.
Alright.
Yeah, once we get closer, it'll probably be easier.
All right, Xylund. So you're gonna go poke one of the crystals. As you approach your crystal, it is very much as on the map. It's very green. It's very clear. It's about the size of a volleyball. But it's been suspended through some unknown force. It's in sort of a force cage kind of thing. And it does spin. And roll a perception check, please.
Can I
Ooh.
assist? I was about to ask if I could assist, but there's no point.
No, there's no point really.
It's pretty.
I will move my shoulder closer so that bookbinder Natalie can get a good look.
Okay.
Can I tell anything about it?
You can roll perception. Since you're sharing senses with.
Hey!
Hey! It's humming. Like musically. Not like a drone, but like musically. Like a song.
Can we?
Have I ever read about anything like this at all? Like, is there
No.
anything I can identify at all from it?
No, the gemstone or crystal or whatever the base component is, looks very different. It doesn't look like emerald. It doesn't look like anything you've come across before. The force magic or what have you that is keeping it suspended. It could be anything. You don't through Natalie. You don't see enough of any runic carvings or anything to give you an idea of what might be causing it. It's completely foreign to you.
I'll relay all of that to Xylund.
What were you gonna say?
Okay. Use the telepathic bond to try to sing the music to Lana and see if she recognizes it or gets anything from it.
Whoa.
I was wondering if I could just shove my perception of hearing down that telepathic bond.
I don't think so. No, you can roll a performance check to try to mimic it.
Oh, I have a -1 to performance.
Do it. Do it.
I've got a +2 to performance.
Yeah, but you can't hear it.
Not even after I've been told that it's singing.
I'll give you one more chance. Roll a perception. All right, I'll
with
give you a
advantage
try.
because the
There's no
book
advantage. You
binding-
have your helmet on. If anything, I should be giving you a disadvantage. But yes, you can roll a performance if you like.
Okay.
See if you can beat Lily's 5.
No. Lily goes like this.
What? Whatever,
Uh,
bro.
He's faith touched. That explains it.
He's something touched. All right.
Bad touch,
So-
What are you two singing down there?
Touch. Yeah, exactly. So poor Lana's getting these two very different versions of the same song.
Ignore Lily. Listen to me. Listen to
Hey,
the sound of my
are
voice.
you two trying to sing in the round? Because if you're trying to sing in the round, you got to sing the same thing.
No, listen to Xylund's. Mine was horrible, and I'm never going to do it again. Never ask again.
No, I support you doing the odds.
No, it's not going to happen.
Does Lana recognize the thing that is being sung?
Hummed.
Kind of. It is vaguely reminiscent of the song she plays in Self Portrait. It's not the same, but it is similar.
So it's like how a lot of French music sounds the same, kind of.
I guess it's got the same basic. So it would be like taking two pieces of Chopin, for example, and they have the same sort of melodic structure, but they are different pieces of music.
I'm wondering if perhaps these crystals are holding back the rot of the forest as much as possible. If this is the source, then maybe?
But
Or it
they're
could-
green, and green is evil.
They could also, alternatively, they could be causing the rot, but until we know more, we definitely shouldn't mess with them until we know more. We should go see if this Fae in the other tunnel is friendly, and if they are, maybe they have an idea of what's going on. Or Lana could go talk to her little friend in the portrait, see if he's got any insight.
Somehow I don't feel comfortable talking to my friend right now. It just feels like it would be disrespectful to him and to everything else that we've built together as a relationship.
That's fair. All right.
I'm gonna.
What are you gonna do, Xylund, as you are
I'm gonna-
standing in the middle of the danger zone here?
Well, I'm
Invisible.
yeah, invisible.
You say that like it matters. You say that like invisibility can't be trumped. You say that like it's going to be okay.
So, which crystal am I standing next to?
Pick a crystal.
I imagine myself standing next to
I
this.
kind of figured that's one you went to as well, but
Okay,
give you creative license. Go ahead.
so how far from the exit am I?
This is the exit.
Okay, so how fast through this muck would it, like, how long would it take me to get from this crystal to the exit?
This is one's turn worth of movement. Like it
Okay.
only take you a few minutes.
I'm going to, okay, first of all, I'm going to draw my sword and I'm going to hold it sort of close to the crystal, not touching or anything. See how it feels about that.
It doesn't seem to react.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll sheath it. I will put my finger towards the crystal, not poking it, but I'm going to get as close as I can.
You're
without
playing
actually
I'm not touching you with the crystal? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
All right. Well, you can extend your hand and you can almost get to sort of, where the facets point there. But you can't get exactly to it. There's some sort of force field or some sort of protective magic that surrounds it, so you can't quite touch it. You actually do meet resistance before you touch the crystal.
Okay. If I stand here for 10 minutes to cast Detect Magic as a ritual, will I have to roll another stealth?
See?
Hmm?
There's a chance. I'm
Well,
not going to tell
either
you what
way,
that chance is. I'm just going to say there's a chance.
okay. I'm gonna do that anyway.
Okay.
I should have done this
You-
beforehand. Whatever.
I will say that your invisibility will drop.
Oh, how? So that's not what I meant to do.
Oh,
Um,
compelled duel? You're going to fight the
No,
crystal?
no.
Hey, Crystal, get over here.
Hey! Talking to you.
But yeah, your invisibility will drop, and I know it's not unbeatable, but it does give you advantage on stealth.
does.
So
How
Yeah, I
how
just put
long
it
does
down.
it last? My
invisibility for like an hour.
Oh, okay. Well, it only takes 10 minutes to cast this. So I'll be fine. Yeah. So
No, but what I'm saying is doing magic will cause invisibility to drop.
oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, fuck. Shit.
I mean, I can recast it, but I've already spent 2 spell slots down here.
Right. Well, I mean,
Up to you.
I-
Like, if you want, I can recast it as soon as you cast Detect Magic, but that is fewer spell slots I'll have for any fight.
I think
I mean,
the smartest thing to do would be for me to back out of here and get one of the stealthy people who doesn't need to have invisibility cast on them come here and take a look at this with detect magic. Or we could just leave this till later.
yeah, let's talk to the Fae first and then come back here if that doesn't pan out, and then we can do all the poking we need to
Yeah, all right.
and
Let's do
fight the bog monster.
Okay, so I'll back out. I'm gonna just
Okay.
leave.
Okay. Roll a stealth on your way out. Okay, fine. You managed to get out.
All right, we will
All
go
right.
back and rejoin the others.
Okay. So you retrace your steps, meet the others as they are in the center chamber. I'll put you back.
I forget to drop invisibility, so it looks like Lily's coming back alone.
And we'll put you here, actually. Because I like this.
Ooh, actually pretty
Ooh.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what you pass through directly before the door to doom. So yeah, you guys can meet back in the upstairs central chamber. And yeah, what do you want to do now? You've found the spot in the basement.
Ooh,
And
this is a
it's
cool
think-
place.
pretty crystals.
I think
So-
you mean the nope spot.
It's the nope spot in the basement. You've cleared out everything that looked interesting anyway, including the cold iron from the workbench.
We've taken everything.
Yeah, you guys have looted the place effectively.
If this person is at all like a decent person, we just robbed them blind.
Yeah, but they are sitting on under a place where 2 of the woodcutters were destroyed or killed.
Mm-hmm.
They're also
And
sitting on top of the bog monster.
Keep an open
Yeah.
mind.
I'm not keeping an open mind.
You sound like you're
But
not.
Not. What would you like to do now that you've all met back up?
go
So
the other way.
have we gone through all the possible doors other than the one with the Fae?
Well, you
person
haven't
at the
gone
other end?
anywhere on the right hand side. So there's the cold tunnel that should lead you to the Fae, and then there is the other tunnel that presumably will lead you outside.
We should go to visit the Fae.
All right, yeah. If those are the two choices, then
Yeah,
that-
those are your options. You've already been in the bedroom, and you've already been in the sulfur cavern. So
The nope basement.
yeah, the nope basement. Okay, so the upper right is fairly short. Actually, it's really dark, and it does get noticeably colder as you go through it. But it's not more than 30 feet, and this room is very small. If it was part of the original building, it has since been closed in by more natural stone formations. Towards the back, there is a very small shaft of light. It seems to be coming from above, perhaps an additional chimney somewhere else in the forest. But that is the only light in this room. Everything else is completely dark. Pushed up against one wall on the opposite end of the light shaft, you can make out in the shadow there's a large cage, large enough for a full-grown humanoid. The place stinks like poo and rotten food. Directly next to the doorway is a proper table and chair, very similar to what was in the bedroom. And on that, again, very meticulously, there is a selection of writing implements and several inkwells. There are also small surgical instruments on the other side, lined up all in a row for cutting and sewing, and bits of cloth that have been rolled up, bandage style, and set up very neat.
We always go to such nice places.
This gives me a very bad feeling and brings to mind vivisection. Or dissection.
I want to point out that there was that one time where we walked in on something that seemed like vivisection and or dissection, and it turned out to be a tinker who was helping us, and then Xylund joined their secret order.
Yes.
we didn't walk in so much as fall in, though.
Yes. And if you recall, there was vivisection was going to happen until we managed to break out, free ourselves, and then make our case. We just preempted them a bit. But surgical tools and note-taking usually brings to mind experimentation, and I would say dissection, except for the fact that there's a cage.
Yeah, did you say there was someone in the cage?
It's large enough to house somebody, but it is on the far end of the room. And like I said, not a whole lot of light. So it's possible there's somebody in there. You don't hear anything.
I have dark vision.
Mm-hmm. From what you can see, there's some sort of mound of rags or something, like shredded bedding in there.
Right, I'm gonna pull Alana, and I'm gonna make my way over to the cage.
And poke it?
No,
I'm gonna touch it.
I'm gonna pull half Alana. Half Alana.
I think Lana's pulling a full Lana in that case.
All right, I was gonna say, I'm surprised Lana's not pulling a full Lana. I mean, Lana is more than welcome to go over and poke the cage if she would like.
Hello? Is there someone in there? I'm gonna repeat that in all the languages I know.
Lana, are you poking the cage full on?
Hey, you! I'm talking here.
As you get closer, the cage is really heavy construction, and anyone who chooses to touch it. Anyone?
Yes, that is Lana.
All right, making sure. That is definitely cold iron. It's thick and it's heavy. It's well constructed and it's welded, but yeah, it's the same stuff that she was dumping into her bag.
Out of
little earlier in the
curiosity,
day.
does she react to cold iron at all?
We agreed to not actually clarify until she's back.
She knows.
Okay.
She knows. Yeah. Noel is aware of what's going on with Lana. What she chooses to share when we see her next is up to her. Yeah. But yeah, it's very clearly cold iron, and calling out and poking it, shaking the cage, rattling the bear. The lump of rags in the center shuffles, skitters, and out pops a person who immediately scrambles, backwards crab walking, just within a centimeter of the back bars, and stops itself.
It's okay. It's okay. We don't want to hurt you. And I'm gonna be again cycling through languages. Can you understand me?
keeps its head down. It's, as far as you can tell, there's a cloth over its eyes, has really exaggerated elvish ears that have rings in them all the way up. Very, very slender arms and long fingers. It's dressed in effectively rags at this point, although it might have been clothing at one point. You can still see stitching from where it was put together. It doesn't have shoes, as far as you can
I'm going to kind of wiggle my fingers a little and summon Nautilus, the cute, adorable moth book, inside the cage.
tell. Oh, what's Manali's AC?
Oh boy. 12, higher than mine.
Higher than yours?
Yep.
Oh, that's a SWAT. Yeah, the creature inside immediately detects Nali's presence, and without even lifting its head, flings out one arm and smacks it up against the bars.
I'm gonna recall Nautilus. Well, that's just rude.
Well, let's try to establish a line of communication before we start poking.
I was just trying to make him feel better. Nautilus is adorable.
So I also have tongues prepared.
Okay. Is that something you want to use?
If you guys would like it.
Yep.
Okay.
I
Who
mean, if
wants
the
it?
thing hasn't responded,
Who wants to be talking to this thing?
Probably Lana would be best.
I think she is the best person to talk to.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
she's has had dealings with the Fae before, and she is the most charismatic out of all of us.
Yeah. Also, I'm cute as fuck.
She is cute as fuck. It
We
is
look
known.
identical. If that was enough, then I would have. Well,
The accent.
Lily
all the
takes stock
accent.
of the. Yeah, Lily takes stock of the smudges under her eyes from exhaustion, the limp hair, and the not giving a fuck about clothes, and says, "Never mind."
I already told you you have a huge chest, Lily.
And impenetrable.
Damn straight.
All right,
Something
Lana,
to be very proud of.
you
Yes?
have tongues available to you. What would you like to do?
So, can I ask your name, friendo?
And it kind of cocks its head in your direction. But it doesn't say much.
Hey, they
it-
call me Lana, just for the record. So that's my name. Now, what's yours?
and slowly it does begin to speak, and it's got that kind of rust to its voice, like it hasn't used it in a while. But very slowly it manages to croak out. I will put this in chat. Zygon.
Zygon. All right. Well, Zygon, how is it that you ended up here, stuck in this place, huh?
And still, it's very slow to speak. But eventually it does very haltingly begin to tell its story. And just as a point of order, only Lana understands him. Just making that clear. But he does talk, and very haltingly, because he was taken from his home.
Where's your home?
He just shakes
And
his
also
head.
by who?
He just shakes his head. Don't know the name. I don't know where I am.
Well, as for where you are, you're kind of like here on our plane. I'm assuming that you ain't from around here.
And kind of lifts its head, and I'd say look, but again, bandage over his eyes. Looks in your direction. Says, I've lived here since before your kind walked the earth.
So you're a local.
Yeah, where are you from? You from Queens?
Saying you an Indian? Native American?
Oh, right. There ain't nothing wrong with being Native American. Just gotta point it out. You people are the First Nations people. I support that.
Lord help us.
Ask him if he knows what's going on, like with the forest and with what's in the basement and anything.
Yeah. So the forest around here, it kind of looks like the whole place is going a bit to shit. Ain't no offense on your your home, because like I'm sure it's a lovely place, but any idea what's going on with that?
Shakes his head. And I don't live in a forest. I don't live near anyone. I don't care if the forest dies.
Well, for what it's worth, if this place here is your home, then you do live near a forest.
Not my home. He kicks at one of the bars towards you, Lana, and he doesn't have any shoes, so when his foot makes contact, you can hear the sound of the sizzle against his skin. You can also, with his leg and arm kind of exposed, he's been cut and healed and cut and healed on that leg. You can see the scars.
How long has he been here?
What she said. How long you been here?
Can't see the sun.
But it's been long enough for you to forget, to not really know exactly how long it's been.
No idea.
All right, well, here's a follow-up question. Do you want to get out of here?
Yes.
Assuming Lana's been translating the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Are we assuming that though?
I would think so.
Yeah.
It's up to you, Lana.
Okay.
I think she's been probably translating.
Okay. Question: is there any obvious key or lock in the area?
Nothing obvious, no. You didn't see any keys on the table.
Wait, ask him if it's a glamoured.
If what's a glamoured?
This thing.
Are you a glamoured? Is you a glamoured? If you use a glamoured, you got to tell us if you're a glamoured. If I ask you, that's how the law works.
It's law. You gotta tell me.
Hang on.
Are you gonna zone of truth him?
Yes.
That seems rude.
He hasn't interrogated anybody.
It's been
in
forever.
Ages.
Ma'am, are you a glamour?
You know how he gets, ma'am.
I shine the spotlight of truth on him.
Oh God.
Um.
Now he's gonna think we're just like that fucking other guy who's been torturing him.
We're gonna let him out.
Are
Probably.
you? Okay. Oh wow, he whipped that big time. Okay. You ask him if he's a glamoured?
Indeed.
Okay. He answers, sputtering. I think that's what you call us, yes.
Oh shit!
I
Can I be
find
your
it.
friend?
Hey, Xylund, just gotta say, I love the enthusiasm. You did assume that he said yes.
Oh right.
He did say yes. Just gotta tell you that, but
I can't sense their answers, I guess.
No, you can't sense their answers. Only that,
Okay.
he's not lying. Can I be your friend?
Lily's had about enough now, so she's gonna reach into her component bag and pull out, a pinch of sesame seeds.
Whoa!
Kind of-
What are you doing there? What are you doing there?
I'm letting him out.
We're not done yet. We've got him right where. I mean, I don't want to look like. We're gonna let him out, obviously, but right now, we've got him right where we want him. We've got a fucking Glamoured in a cage with the spotlight of truth on him. We can ask all kinds of questions, and then we can let him out.
Okay.
If you answer our questions, we'll let you out.
No,
all right?
no.
Don't make it conditional. Well, I can't understand what you're saying. Never mind.
Okay. Lana, can you please ask him if we let him out, would he stay and answer some questions before he leaves? I don't want to leave him in a cage that's poison to him.
Would you answer some questions in exchange for us letting you out? God, my friends are so demanding.
If that is the payment, that is the payment.
All right.
All right, we're good.
Lana is going to... Lily is going to finish her spell.
Wait! But then he can leave the zone of truth.
Okay. Does the zone of truth not move? Is it not on him?
I don't think so. I think it's fixed in place.
An area.
What's the rush? What's the rush? I'm not saying don't let him out. I'm just saying what's the rush?
Humanitarianism?
Yeah.
He's been in there for fucking eons. He can wait 5 minutes.
I mean, let's just be decent and kind.
We're going to be decent. It's just a matter of 5 minutes.
Okay, you know what? I think that we should... Lana is going to start swapping over to Infernal and just say, we should let him out. All right, Lily?
Yeah, I agree, and I think we don't need to interrogate
Actually,
him.
everybody can understand you no matter what language you speak.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what tongues
crap.
does.
All right. All right, never mind.
But Lily's gonna... Look, Xylund, we can talk to him, but it doesn't need to be under a zone of truth. Look at him. He's
a fucking Glamoured. They're tricksy as fuck.
Sure, but I don't want to leave him in there at all. Not even for another 5 minutes. You can
Have you
ask him
forgotten Green Eyes? Like, that guy was a dick.
Okay.
We don't know what kind of Glamoured we're dealing with here. And we had dealings with other Glamours before that were also dicks.
Okay, so I remember him being very difficult to fight, yes. But that was mine and Lana's only interaction with him, was that last fight where, good God, he didn't want to go down. But do you really think that he's in the same category? I mean, he looks like he's been beaten to hell and back. Look, we can ask him to stay in the zone of truth. I just want to show him that we're not mercenary.
Just do it.
Well, I'm not going to act. I'm not going to act unilaterally. I would like.
Kern, do you want to chime in here? I mean, we should all get a vote. My vote is just wait fucking 5 minutes. But Davynn and Kern, what's your vote?
I vote for being nice.
Of course.
Oh, my vote is to be nice, but the thing is we got to be cautious, and Xylund's plan sounds safer.
We're outvoted, though.
Yeah, but
Fine.
I thought I should just give my vote.
Yeah,
So,
I appreciate it.
yes.
You're dead to me, Davynn.
You cannot hurt me anymore. My emotions are steel. Davynn says he turns away and a single tear rolls down his
Exactly. He's weeping inside.
I'm not crying. Just been cutting onions.
All right. So
All right,
you gonna break him out?
Lana, Let him know we're going to open the cage. Just please ask him to remember to please remind him of our deal.
Hey, tell you what, how about we shake on this? Sound good?
Cue visual aid. He can't shake.
Can Lana stick her hand through like the bars?
Yeah, she can.
I feel like that's getting into the information that we're not supposed to reveal, but yeah, I think she would like to do that so that they can shake hands
All right.
on the deal.
Well, again, he is blind.
Just stick out your hand and I'll grab it.
He tentatively sticks out a hand.
And they shake hands, and then Lana gives Lily the thumbs up.
Lily is going to, with her pinch of sesame that she's been holding and like about to throw and aborting, is going to throw it and chant "Open Sesame," and a door will open in the cage. All right, now let's have a conversation.
Open says me.
Open sesame. So your new friend will just very, very carefully feel his way out. Is not to brush up against the cage in any way, and then stands up fully once outside of it.
Would you like a seat?
No, just don't be so nice. Like, he's got to stay within a 15-foot radius. Like, he's fine where he is. Right there is good.
I was just gonna go get him a chair.
No chairs. No chairs.
This is an interrogation.
Fine, you can get him a chair, but it's got to stay within 15 feet.
All right, I will go to the desk, grab a chair, bring it over, and say, "Here, have a seat if you'd like."
Just so you know, Guy, I'm so glad that you can't understand my friends.
At Lana's words, he kind of casts a glance over his shoulder. Why?
Because they are all goofs. They're all giant goobas.
Let him know there's a chair there if he wants to sit.
Yeah. So Lana's gonna grab him and then like lead him to the chair and just be like, "Hey, take, pop a seat."
Doesn't have to lead him because the chair is right there. It's within 15 feet. She can just pick him up, set him down. I just want to make very clear that if the chair is not right there, I'm going to move it as close as possible.
We're going to keep the chair as close as possible, but we do need to like move him because he is blind.
Right, yes. But we don't have to lead him because it's right there.
Okay. Well, he doesn't appreciate being grabbed or sat in the chair. He stands up. He doesn't leave from the chair. He just stands up and starts to stretch.
All right, Xylund, what are your questions?
All right. So first of all, who did this to him? Like, that's just the first question, but there's going to be more.
I don't know. It was loud, pompous, arrogant, talk too much.
Was he a glamored?
No.
Do you know what race he was, or species, or whatever?
You all look so very similar to me.
Lana will not translate that. And I'm just gonna be like, no, he doesn't know.
So humanoid.
Yes.
Okay, so do you know why you were kept here?
Said he had use for one of my kind.
Was this Future's Island?
Oh, God.
Who's doing this?
We've seen Future Davynn. This is a look at Future's Island.
He asked me interminable questions, much like now. He cut
So-
and stole. Up to and including my eyes.
That sucks. So are your eyes still around? I sort of Zion casts his eye around the lab to see if he sees any eyes in jars.
Well, there weren't any jars here, but there was the workbench in the central chamber that had lots of jars. Some of them glass, and some of them actually opaque. So there could be eyeballs in one of those.
Okay.
I'm gonna send Natalie to check out, like, so I don't have to leave. I'm gonna send Natalie to check out the jars and see if there's eyeballs in any of them.
Okay.
Telepathically, I will say to the group, if you do find eyeballs that deserves another vote, I don't think we should just automatically hand him back his eyeballs.
So we might have a bargaining chip here. I actually have this prepared today. Where is it?
Oh. That's cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
If
If we find him, we can give it to them as he's about to leave. Does that sound
yeah,
fair?
it's also 7th level, and it's either that or a big ass fire spell that I can do.
We are not casting fire spells anywhere in this chamber unless you really feel like dying.
Well,
I mean,
we could cast it in that bog monster room to totally clear it out. That might be a thing we could do.
So, okay, so we can also rest before we go after the bog monster if need be. But anyways, I think if we find them, then at the very end, when he's about to leave, be like, oh, by the
No,
way,
No. I mean, this is why I say we need to vote. Because I want the eyes. Like, if Kern can regenerate them, then we'll do that. Everyone wins. We get his eyes, he gets his eyes. You know,
They're his eyes.
he doesn't. He's fine. Look at him. He's fine. If he can grow new eyes, I mean, that's just as good. Look, this is beside the point. We're in the middle of an interrogation.
Lana is hearing all this in her head and just like sighs loudly. It's like, anyway, what else do we want to ask this guy?
Okay, so he's been here for like a long time.
a long time.
So the guy who's been cutting him up and stuff, has he been here for the same amount of time? Is he the person who originally trapped him here?
Is he?
Yeah. Yes. He was
So he's
taken-
immortal.
No. No. His captor was a youngish man. Doesn't think he's
Youngish man.
Could you
Do we
describe
know
him?
any people from the village like that?
Davynn is youngish.
I didn't do this unless it was future me, which wouldn't be youngish.
Would also be more scaly. But he can describe him, yeah. When he gestures to his bald head, dark hair, laugh too much. And he puts out a hand to indicate height. Again, this guy standing full on is about 6'8", 6'9". So where he puts his hand is mid height, about 5'7" or so.
Dude, does that sound like anyone we know?
Ulrich? He laughs too much.
It would be wild if we ran into Ulrich.
Yeah. Why would Elric do this? This isn't really his sense.
Yeah.
To be fair, we haven't seen him since he abandoned us, and who knows what he's done since then.
All right,
Ulrich
more
will do,
questions.
but
Go on.
probably not Ulrich.
So
Yeah.
I've heard that Glamour had come from a different world, a different plane. Is that correct?
Yes.
How do you travel back and forth?
We don't.
Oh, so you're stuck here?
Yes.
But do you want to get back?
Not in particular.
Oh,
Not
what's wrong
me.
with... Pardon?
I was happy here. I was happy at my home. Here, not so much. No desire to go back.
Why not?
I live here now.
Why'd you leave Glamored Land? What's it called, by the way?
Home.
Doesn't have a name. It just is. Many of us were expelled.
Oh, expelled. Why?
Or some broke laws, some were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Why were you expelled?
I wasn't.
So why'd you leave?
To explore. To be alone.
I can understand that.
Do you guys have a ruler there?
Yes.
What's the ruler's name?
I wouldn't know.
What do you know about Lirinel?
Only what the mad fool babbled about.
Oh, what did he babble about?
He babbled constantly. Being her sword, being her eyes. Ripping out the eyes of the other. Something about a pot. I didn't quite understand.
A pot.
Pot.
Sounds like my guy, kind of guy.
Are we? Hold on. Did he clarify what kind of pot?
A broken one. Not broken. Cracked. That he was going to finish breaking it.
The answer to that may be in those books we found.
What did Tamlakos... When was the last time you saw this guy, by the way?
I can't tell time here.
What did Tamlakos look like anyway? Like, was he dark-haired, same height?
I don't know.
I don't
What?
think it was Timlakos, though.
Oh,
Timlakos was bound under Greylock for quite some time, and he only broke free, recently. And then
right, but this guy can't tell time. Just eerie. Does that fit the description of Tamlakos or not?
Anyone want to roll an intelligence check? See if they remember?
Sure. Straight in.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
do it.
Since we're all putting our heads together, can that be counted?
Yes,
as
yes,
assisting
we
Lili?
can take Lily's. We can take Lily's advantaged crit here. Tamlakos had dark hair. He was
he
a
about that height?
youngish. Yeah, he was a youngish guy, about medium height.
Maybe he was astrally projecting himself here, and the pot he wanted to break was the dragon orb.
It's not really a pot, but maybe.
And it's also not cracked.
Well, it was cracked enough that he got out. Or wait, how did this work? What was holding him in the first place? I think I've smoked too many drugs since then.
Castle Karokt was holding him, and the dragon orb was supposed to be the key to let him out. And then we trapped him in the dragon orb.
Right. Okay. So there's not many pots in that story.
No.
I still
But-
think it's Tamlakos.
It very well could be, but we did take the entire library, so we can probably find the answers to that in there. A lot of them were histories.
That's true. Okay. So you don't know anything about Lirinel from your own experience?
No,
You never
only
bumped
what you
into her
talked about.
in Glamored Land?
I saw no one, and I heard only him singing
Alright.
to himself, more like
So-
than not.
Okay, my question is, Lirinel doesn't live in Glamored Land then?
Do you think he knows everybody who lives on his home plane? That's a bit
I don't know.
racist.
How big is it?
I'm not familiar with Laranel.
Okay. So I have this idea. Since you want to stay on this plane anyway, and we did kind of do you a solid here by letting you out of the cage. I have this plan where I'd like to tell stories via sort of moving visual images.
This
And
is
I
like
feel
a
like-
3-year-old plan.
Are you looking for a business partner?
Yes.
Always.
Fucking, this is the first time I've had a chance to talk to an actual glamour, and we've got him like he's in our debt. So
Is
yes,
this why
yes.
you wanted him to not be freed?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
Sin and I talked about this like legitimately like 3 years ago.
Yeah. Yep. It's been a long running thing. Go ahead, Sin.
so what? Like, I think that this would be like you could accomplish all kinds of things. Basically, if you could captivate the imaginations of your audience by showing them these moving visual images, and going by the other glamour who I've, run into in my recent history, that seems like something that's well within your power set. So, and it would just be interesting. We have the power to basically change the world. I would like to ideally create some kind of contraption that can mimic your powers, to sort of duplicate them, and then we could feed some kind of, I don't know, something into the machine to sort of recreate the whatever images, just so that we didn't have to, use you as our source of storytelling, if you know what I mean. Because there's only one of you. I'd like this to be, replicatable. So, would you be interested in doing that with me? And you would be like a co-creator of this system, assuming that we managed to actually do it. I wouldn't cut you up or anything. You'd be like an equal partner and stuff like that. But I would very much like your help in understanding your powers and how to do that kind of thing.
Lili is just
So Lana listens to all of this
Yes.
and then just kind of like turns around to him and says, "Do you like this guy?"
She doesn't know me, or he doesn't know me.
And just sort of shakes
I
his
took
head.
off my helmet, by the way, when I was giving my speech, just for maximum sincerity, so he could see the.
Okay.
No, he
the-
can't.
Can't
He can't see.
can't
that's
see
right.
anything.
Well, anyway, just so that my voice was, so you could hear the sincerity in my voice.
Okay. And so
I will do a persuasion check if that does, it's.
Well, he
I'm really trying to
can't
tell them.
do.
I know he can't understand me, but he can hear the tone of my voice.
Yes, you can.
I'm trying. so
Okay,
can I-
go ahead. Yeah, roll your persuasion. Uh-huh.
My friend is looking to start a business, and he's wondering if you would be willing to help him.
He runs a startup. It's okay.
It's not a business, though. It's more of a like, whether we profit from it or not. Is
I'm
not
sorry.
really
Do you want to talk to him? Do you want to be
Yes!
a translator?
Yes.
Well, sucks. You can't.
Sucks. You can't.
Oh man.
What does he want?
I think he wants to use some kind of glamour magic to make moving images for the purposes of entertainment, which I can appreciate in concept.
Not just entertainment, for the purpose of changing the world via
For
entertainment.
the purposes of changing the world.
So again,
Equal
so I can
partner.
kind of.
Mention that part. I can understand this half of the conversation, can't I? The Lana half.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
you
can
can.
understand a lot of half.
Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Say the equal partners part then.
He wants to make you equal partners with himself. I think his heart might be in the right place.
Zygon kind of turns towards your voice, Lana, and holds out a hand, just sort of, palm up, and an image springs in the center of it. And it's a small diamond-shaped green gem that spins.
Oh shit!
Huh.
And
What's this?
I think this is the closest I could show. You want an item that shows or sings.
We actually ran into these
Yeah, what do those
downstairs.
do exactly?
They sing.
But do they create visual images?
They could.
Can you program them to like feed visual images into them and then they'll
Okay,
Okay,
I'm
okay,
gonna ask about the more important,
Yeah,
pressing question of why they're doing here.
Yeah, I was about to say, can you ask him why 4 of these might be downstairs near a high concentration of magic that takes the form of a bog and might be poisoning a forest? And the
Yes,
singing.
all of that. All of that.
All of that. All of that.
See, Xylund's ranting got us something.
Yeah.
Why do you think I was humoring it?
So Zygon crushes the image of the diamond. And
Rock
says,
gold.
those were stones that I made.
The
They
ones down
keep-
below?
Yes. For largest I've ever made. Some of my best work. Designed to the idiot's specification. I thought it would set me free, and it did not.
What do they do?
They sing. They
Right,
sing.
but what are they doing downstairs?
They're singing.
To who?
I only know what the idiot called it. He referred to it as a raven hook.
The what?
Called it
Do we know that
raven
word?
hook.
I feel like we should know that word.
There's a raven something.
That's what this island was like called or something. When we went to my hometown,
Mm-hmm.
like that's
Yeah.
what the scribbling said.
Yeah, it was supposed to be the site of a Lirinel cult.
Yeah, well, I mean,
The quote
that
was
checks
to
out.
awaken raven hook.
Yeah.
And it gave a site. Yeah.
I have a question. Is it possible for the singing of these crystals to have any power? Can it lull something to sleep or wake something up or
It
lay
keeps
other kinds
things
of
asleep. That's what it's for.
So if we took the crystals downstairs, that would wake it up.
Yes.
So can you?
And more.
What do you mean more?
The idiot had a plan. I didn't truly understand most of it. He assured me it was brilliant. But he assured me most of the things he did was brilliant. He needed whatever is down there preserved perfectly, kept asleep, and in, I don't know how to explain it, an open state. Receptive, I guess. Wanted them to sing after I made them.
I feel like whatever's down there might be being corrupted by him, and therefore we might want to actually wake it up after all.
Mm-hmm.
Unless the reason why he wants it asleep is so it can slowly poison the forest. Or maybe that's just a byproduct.
Whatever this guy wanted, we want the opposite. Is basically what I'm getting from this.
Yeah.
So if he wanted
we
to sleep, we
either-
wanted to wake.
Well, we can either wake it up or we can kill it.
Well, if we wake it up, we're probably going to have to kill it. I mean, we'll read the situation and respond accordingly, but that's probably what's going to happen, I imagine.
Yeah. Is there any way to stop the singing without breaking the gems?
It will stop singing eventually. It was the idiot that kept them going. I just made them.
Oh.
Unless he returns soon. It will wake
Right.
up
So
on
can
its
you
own.
teach me if we go down and grab these crystals? Could you teach me how to use them?
And make them, I guess.
And yeah, or make them for me. Make some more. Like if you want to make more, that'd be great. Or if you could teach me, I don't think I could do it, but if you think I could, I'm willing to give it a shot. Lily here knows magic. Maybe she could. But yeah.
Their earnestness is just great. It took me centuries to learn.
Right. So we probably couldn't. But would you be willing to help me learn how to use them and make more freely as equal partners type thing?
I can show you,
The
but I'll
world.
only show you once
Show me how to use them or how to.
how to use one.
Okay.
And then I will be
Okay.
leaving.
Lily is going to telepathically nudge Kern.
Yes.
Yes, that's good.
The eyes and the regeneration and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to offer that? I mean, not as a bargain, but just
So yeah, so it looks like we have at least maybe a little bit of time before we like try to wake this thing up. Maybe at least long enough for a long rest, potentially, that we can like prep.
He
Or is
doesn't
it-
seem to be terribly concerned. He just said soon.
Okay.
If the idiot didn't return soon,
Well, the
it would
idiot
begin to
locked
wake up.
under Carrick. Unless us trampling
assume-
around down here is gonna trigger something.
well, we assume that it was Tim Lacos, probably, but we assume. So
We are assuming. I just want to make clear that Xylund is 1000% certain that it's Temlacos. I am.
You just registering your fan
I'm
theory now?
realizing. I know that I'm assuming, but I do think it's Temlacos. I'm just not as certain as Xylund. So when Xylund expresses that it absolutely is, just don't.
yeah. Like it's a very. I will admit it is a very likely assumption, especially since he hasn't been here in a while. But anyways, back into character. We assume it's Tim Lacos, but it's very likely. I think we should have time before we go down and wake
This is a
this thing
7th
up.
level spell that I'm gonna regenerate his eyes with.
Yes, and I don't want his only memories of mortal creatures being idiots.
I mean, we are idiots.
Yes, but at least we're kind idiots most of the time.
Kind of idiots.
You're incorrigible.
I know. Alright.
Uh,
Lana,
I
you
make
can
a cream
offer
for that.
the eye thing.
Okay. So my friend here, he's a holy man. He knows how to fix people up real good. He's offering to help fix your eyes.
That would be appreciated.
Okay.
All right, you're good to go.
All right.
Also, I know you said that once you show me how to use the thing, you'll be leaving, and that's fine. Like obviously, we're setting you free and all that. But would it be possible for us to like say I have more questions? Is there any way we could keep in touch? You're the first Glamour who's been willing to talk to me, like in any real way, and I want to be your friend.
Aww.
Please be my friend.
Please be my friend. Kind of tilts his head a little bit as he's getting the translated version.
God.
Friend. That's odd. I suppose.
How would we stay in touch then?
Well, he's regenerating now.
Okay.
Let him regenerate first.
This is a very I like to imagine that it's the same kind of regeneration that Time Lords do. Very
Oh, I imagine
flashy.
it's like the werewolf scene in American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
Because he grows his stuff back over the course of minutes. Ah!
I imagine either way, it's very mentally
Yeah.
focused.
Yes,
Intensive.
it is very
Taking-
intensive. I guess I have a more body horror version.
Taking
of it
all
in
of his
my
attention.
head. Yeah. So yes, after several minutes, his eyes come back. His skin goes from kind of the greenish pallor that it had to more of a silvery blue. Still bald, so that must be his natural state. He takes off his blindfold finally. He's got a little more muscle to him, stand up a little straighter. You can almost hear kind of broken bones knit. The iron rings embedded in his ears out one by one and go ching off into the distance. And so he looks much healthier at the end of his couple of minutes. Reaching to take the blindfold off, he actually has silver eyes, like really bright.
Like
Hey,
Xylund Silver.
Eyes. Like
I'll point at my
Xylund's
eyes.
a little bit. Hey,
Twinsies.
buddies. He kind of takes himself in for a second and breathes deep. He hasn't for a long time. And then looks at you all now that he can see you clearly. And looks fairly unimpressed.
Yeah, that about figures.
Very nonplussed.
Hey, I forgot to ask. Do you know anyone named Tarkil?
Tarkil. I haven't heard that name for a very long time.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So, where, in what context did you hear it? Do you know the guy?
Not personally.
Oh, I thought he was Tarkil and was about to quote Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yuri, redo it now.
No. Can't make me.
Was he? Famous? Infamous?
Quite famous.
For what?
Oh, music, art. He is. I don't know the right word. I'm not sure you have one. He was the right hand of the queen.
Oh, Queen. Who is the Queen?
At that time, it was just. I'm not sure she's queen any longer. He served her well as her bard. But it was ages ago.
You don't remember the Queen's name?
It was legend. Just stories. I'm not even sure she existed. Many people don't think Tarkil existed. Just
Lily coughs.
a story.
So, no stories about whatever happened to Tarkil?
Not that I'm aware, but I haven't met anyone for a long time.
Was she a good queen or a bad queen?
She was a good queen.
Did her name rhyme with Shmirinel?
He already said he is not aware of Lirinel in that area.
No, her name did not rhyme with Shmirinel.
All right.
You ask a lot of questions.
This
Like
is just the
the
tip of
idiot.
the iceberg. I
Well,
mean,
the
I don't want to
idiot was-
dissuade you from being in touch with me. I'm just saying.
The idiot was curious as well. He had lots of questions.
Yeah, but we set you free.
Well, hopefully our questions are better. Less.
Very similar, actually.
Oh.
Did he ask about Tarkil?
Not Tarkil specifically. Asked
About the
about
Queen?
home and ways to get there, how to open doors. Very interested in how to open doors.
reminds me a lot of my father.
Seem to think the blood of my kind had something to do with it.
Wait, was your father Tamlakos, Lily?
No.
Are you
He was
sure?
an ass. Yes. He was an asshole. Both him and my mother were researching Glamored.
Hmm.
He
Give
got
her
They
his
a bit
wanted
of
to.
spin
side
in
eye.
again. Silence, not
wanted
so
to build-
sure.
They wanted to build a bridge, open up dialogue, trade, negotiations, friendship. It ended horribly.
Well, I'm sure this time it'll go much better.
Zagan
Mm.
kind of nods sagely. Those type of questions, yes.
So are we taking a long rest before we explore the bog monster?
Yeah.
That's not a bad
It's
idea.
you.
Before he
mean-
leaves. Before he leaves.
Actually, he's hanging around, isn't he? Until we get our hands on the crystals.
Mm,
I thought he said he was in no rush.
mm. I'll make you a crystal before it goes.
Oh, okay.
Small
Lana,
one.
Lana, can you just tell him that I'm glad he's now free and hope the rest of his time goes better. I'm tired now.
Oh,
And so he completely interrupts you, Lana, and says, I understand them very clearly.
gotcha. You just didn't want to talk to them. Yeah, I understand.
And he looks bemused for a second, almost like he's willing to let you continue to believe that. And then he shakes his head. No, your friend restored much more than just my eyes. I feel more myself. I understand
Oh.
them just fine.
I'm glad that I could do that as well.
Good job, Kern. Put some oomph into it.
I don't know. Thank Mama Eileen.
Yes. Thank Mama Eileen.
Eileen, yeah.
If you wish to stay, I suggest you stay here. It's the safest part. Nothing will bother you down here.
It's super smelly down here.
Not here. It's the other rooms that are smelly, right?
It's a little
think it's all
stinky in
smelly.
here. Yeah, it's just a different stink in here.
Well,
Could Lily put up her hut in here?
Yeah.
First off, yes. Also, in this room, I can do something about the stench, and I snap my fingers and use prestidigitation to clean the area of shit.
Yeah. Quite a bit of that.
Yeah, there's a lot of finger snapping.
Okay. Yes, the room is large enough. You could do a tiny hut in here and stay. So
And
Zygon leaves the room unceremoniously.
I follow him.
Okay. I figured you might. So he just goes into the central chamber. He picks up a bit of the sulfur barnacles that you've knocked on the floor. And he just gets a little clump of it outside of silver dollar and holds it in his palm for about 30 seconds. Opens it back up, and it's a smaller version of what you saw in the basement. Very small green crystal. And he hands that to you. Davynn.
How do I use it?
If you aren't one of my kind, then it becomes a little more difficult. You have to make friends with it.
Okay. Is that like attuning to it?
Yes.
All right. And then it'll sort of tell me how to use it.
Oh, yes. It will tell you how to use it.
All right. So I don't want to keep you, but how will we remain in touch after this? Since, assuming this all works according to plan, I don't want to, I would like you to enjoy the fruits of my labors since you've been an integral part of them.
Again, kind of looks you up and down fairly impassively. He's got sort of a cat facial expression going on. Just give me your hand.
I give him my hand. Hey, can you make my eyes glow a bit brighter? This is the best Tarko could do. I mean, not necessarily Tarko. Forget I said that.
So
Pardon?
he's like, I could help you, but it might hurt.
Okay.
You agree?
What are the side effects?
Your eyes will be brighter.
Okay. Then yeah, go for it.
So you have your helmet off, right?
Yeah.
All right. So in a very quick motion, he has his throat around your neck and has you pushed up against the wall fairly quickly, digging fingernails into the sides of your neck, wherever he can find purchase into the skin. Now hold still. He holds you there for about 10 seconds. You can like feel the blood dripping down your neck and into your armor, underneath your armor. And then finally he lets go and you can breathe again. There. Perfect.
I'll sort of raise my dragon helm in front of my face so I can use its visor as a mirror and see how they look.
They are brighter. They're definitely brighter.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. So how are we going to remain in touch?
Oh, your hand.
Okay, give him my hand.
Your hand's bare, right? There's no glove or anything?
I'll take off the glove.
Okay. So he again takes fingernail, cuts you across the palm very quickly.
Man, everything
And
involves blood with you guys, eh?
Apparently does with this guy. And then he spits on your hand, and he closes it up and pushes it back to your chest.
Probably should ask beforehand. Do you have anything contagious? Do you?
I guess you'll find out. So he begins to wander away, just kind of turns. Starts to walk very slowly but confidently out the lower path. The one that you guys didn't take that should lead outside.
Hope the heart of the forest doesn't kill him.
It'll be fine.
Probably ain't even gonna bother him. I'm just salty that thing attacked us. That's all.
All right. So Xylund has been bled and spit upon.
Nice.
But got a crystal for his trouble. And
I'll go
yes,
show the others. I've got like blood running down my neck.
Yeah,
and blood
you're a
palm and
mess.
blood running out of my hand. But I
What
got
the
this
heck
like
happened to you? Did he
goofy grin
attack
on my
you?
face. Look at my eyes.
Lily's gonna nudge Kern and be like, I'm pretty sure Xylund's cheating on you. You should probably do something about that.
It's okay. It's all.
All right. You guys want to pitch a tent for the night?
Yeah.
Think so?
Since we are doing a long rest, I'm gonna use True Seeing. And I'm gonna start reading those books, looking for any sign of a pot, anything about Ravenhook, and anything about like anything that's currently going on, and then like anything of interest that I see besides that, I'm gonna note down.
There's a lot of books.
There's a lot of books, but I'm skimming right now, just
Okay.
trying to find the relevant ones.
Okay. So Lily's gonna skim. The rest of you are resting, I hope.
Mhm.
Well,
Preparing yourself.
I was gonna spend the rest of my spell slots trying to undo the stuff since we have the.
Oh yeah, right. Good idea.
Yeah, and
undo
True Sight
the
only
spell.
lasts. Yeah, True Sight only lasts for an hour, so I'm still
Right.
gonna get the full rest, but I'm using the
Right.
1 of 2 hours.
Hey,
What
Kern,
were
you
you-
got this.
Oh, Kern, you're
Those
trying to
doctors
dispel?
don't
Is
got-
that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna try dispelling.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead, guest.
Kern, you got this. Those boxes don't got shit on you.
Are you inspiring me with that?
Do you
Like,
feel
lost
inspired? Because you
inspired?
should
Yes.
feel inspired.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
great inspiration. All right. You can do it. I believe in you.
Oh,
Is it not rolling, or did I not see the roll?
I think I might have done it wrong.
Oh. There we
There
go.
we go.
Oh. Ooh. It's not half bad. And
But
That's
it's
not
not
half
good
good.
enough.
It's not very good.
I'll tell you what. Roll percentage die.
20%.
That's a crit success, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Crit success.
That is a natural 20.
I'm just trying to determine whether you did it on the right box or the left box. You are able to dispel one of the 2 boxes. So now you have an unwarded mechanical trap.
Okay. I will try dispelling on the other one as well
Okay.
by burning a 4th level slot, if that makes any difference.
All right.
Can I get another cheer?
All right. See that other box didn't do shit to you. You just took care of it like you took care of business all the time.
I really like the new inspirations. Oh, look at that.
See what I tell you? Use a ringer. You know that's what you are.
Use a ringer. That is enough. You can dispel the other box.
Nice.
And then there's one more, yeah.
And then there's
That's
the
warded?
smaller one. Yeah.
Okay, one more. This is going to be my last 4th level of the day.
Roll.
If something comes in the middle of the night, we are.
Yeah, you're
screwed.
boned. It's fine.
You know, I could also dispel one of these boxes, but I can't inspire myself, so you know. I'm gonna just keep on saying nice things to you.
Just gonna
Because
keep
you got
saying-
this.
Tell me I'm pretty.
Yeah, exactly. Pet me and tell me I'm pretty.
I mean, Kern's the
Hey, Karen. Ain't nobody gotta tell you you're pretty because you know you're pretty.
Kern's easily the prettiest person in the
Oh no!
That
That
was bad luck.
sucks.
He was bashful. The praise was too high.
You got
Okay.
shy.
I can
Alright.
I can try again. I got 5th level.
That is totally up to you.
Yeah, keep going.
How much you want.
Okay. We are so screwed if we get attacked in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
We just
know.
will have to not get attacked in the night.
That's what the tiny hut's for.
Hey!
Wow.
Worth
Yep,
it.
that'll dispel it. All 3 have been dispelled. You just have to deal with the mechanical aspect.
Which
Okay,
I
I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Yeah,
That's
Kern's
tired.
tired.
I think it's Xylund who's the best at that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I don't really have locksmith's tools, but I have like tinker's tools.
That's thieves'
Yeah.
tools. Lana has those at +4 only, I think.
Yeah.
Thieves
Yeah.
too?
But the
Okay.
Tinkers would probably be better because, from what I remember from Amara's one, it was a lot more intricate, and the Thieves' tools triggered the trap. So Tinkers may have a better shot.
I feel like they're probably like roughly the same.
I think they're roughly the same. But I mean, either way, if you mess up, it's game over.
Game over, man. Game over.
It is.
I was
Alright.
about to say that.
I'll give a shot. I'll
well,
try.
can we wait an hour for Lana's inspirations to come back?
Oh, yeah, sure.
I'm actually a full-on font of inspiration, and I still got 2 more inspiring words left.
Hold
Okay.
Xylund.
on.
You're making progress towards your dreams. You're chasing after that shit, and that's really, really inspirational. You know?
Thanks, Lana. That's really nice of you.
What a life coach.
Why didn't that work? What's going on? Oh, it's over here. So that'd be a dex check, I guess.
Well, it would be a tools check.
Yeah, I have to pick an attribute. 'cause I'm
Oh,
using
yeah,
it
I'm
to-
sorry. Yeah, that would be dexterity.
Plus 10. Or plus 1d10.
Yeah, you just don't get the 10. You got to roll it.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, but a
That's-
9's pretty good.
Yeah.
Almost
And,
got the 10.
A 9 is good.
But it's
So
not
that's
enough.
21.
Not high enough.
Did I fuck it up? Like,
Roll a percentile dice. Yeah,
Bye-bye, right box.
1 box is destroyed.
okay, does someone want to assist me on my next attempt so that
All right. I'm going to assist you with my thieves' tools, and I'm also going to say nice things. Of course, I know you don't need my assistance because you're a competent artificer. You're the smart. Maybe you're the smart. You're the smartest person in this group, other than Lili. But Lily's not good with her hands.
I'll take it.
All right.
Come
All
on.
right, Lana's gonna try thieves' tools as
Oh,
a
that's better.
assist.
29 plus 1d10.
Plus, yeah, I think I got it here. So that's 34.
Okay.
We are a lot more competent than we were in Amara's library.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got through one section. You disabled the acid part of it anyway, but you still have to pick the lock itself.
Oh, so if we fuck up, it won't get destroyed anymore?
Right. At this point,
Woo.
it just means you don't unlock it. You won't actually destroy it.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay, well, Lana can give it a shot with her thieves' tools and unlocking
back.
it.
All right. All those things I've been saying about other people, they also apply to me. Got to remember to take some time to practice some self-care. I'm a wonderful person. I know how to do lots of things. Cute as fuck.
That is not high enough to pick the lock, unfortunately. But again, failure doesn't cause destruction at least. So,
All right, we'll come back to this at some other time.
all right. So everyone
There's only the little box left. Did you guys want to do it
I'm
now?
gonna
Or...
wait an hour and wait until she gets her.
Yeah. I can only say so many nice things within each
she gets
hour.
tired. She gets tired.
So after an hour.
After an hour, you can try again.
All right.
All right.
At the end of that hour, I don't know if you want to go into it now or wait, but did Lili find anything interesting, either relevant or not?
That is high enough to disable the acid part.
So we've
If
just
that's
got
what
2
you're-
locked chests.
You've got
now.
you've got 2 locked boxes, but they're not they're no longer warded, nor are they triggered to destroy the contents. You just
Oh,
got
so
really
I'm-
hope I really hope there was nothing super important in that right chest, though.
No, yep. Did my best.
Yes,
Okay.
you did.
No, you did fantastic. That's
Good
better than we
job.
did. Better than we did in the library.
Yeah, last time you just broke it. Well, again, it's a lot of books, and you've only had an hour, so there's not a whole lot to glean from that. Some of it did reemphasize what you saw on the glyphs inside the temple itself. That there is an overall belief in the majority of Lirinel sects that every so often there is it is called different things. Sometimes it's called the prophet, sometimes it's called a paragon, sometimes it's called the counter oracle, or sometimes it's just called an oracle. But all the terms refer to the same entity, someone that is born with exceptional gifts that they believe has been chosen by Lirinel to effectively become a champion for her. And that person is then raised from a very young age and put through specific trials and specific ordeals in order to raise them to be the best champion possible. So that seems to be a common thread in a lot of these history books. Go ahead.
This sounds a lot like Tim Lagos, honestly. I wonder if he was one of them.
So that's a big
Probably.
part of it.
Did my skimming at least narrow down which books would probably be more useful for the here and now?
Well, they're all basically, it's kind of like reading different books within the Bible. Like they tell very similar stories from very different perspectives.
Okay.
So yeah, these are clearly chronicles of either historians that have collected research, or people who have watched this firsthand.
Okay.
Because they vary widely in when they were written, but they were all brought around kind of the single concept of again, this counter oracle or this prophet, whatever term you want to use. They all use different ones. And then the secondary part of it is most of the goals of most Lirinel sects is to return the world to a state of chaos. And the vast majority of them believe that can only happen when Nenemeth is taken out of the equation. So they kind of have this continual holy war against Nenemeth. And so that is also a recurrent theme.
And I didn't see any mentions of a pot or Ravenhook.
Ravenhook is considered a place of power, but that's really all there is, and even that's fairly recent. It's in the more recent histories that Ravenhook was identified as a place of power. So that's kind of all there is to know. They always refer to it just as Ravenhook, so there's no distinction between the place and what might live here. Unlike what your new friend Zygon pointed out, he referred to Ravenhook as an entity as opposed to a place. The books don't really make that distinction. It seems to be a place to them, or at least what resides at that place. Cracked pot is actually something they refer to a lot, but they don't give a whole lot of information. It's almost like a code word for them. And again, that's only something that you see in some of the text, not all of the text. But again, it's just an hour's worth of skimming, so you're not going to get a ton of information.
Yeah. Hopefully it won't be relevant now, and it's something that a lot more reading later on.
Well, yeah, this is clearly somebody's like life's work collection. It's gonna take some time to filter through.
Yeah.
But you guys got through your chest okay, and you get your rests. And poor Kern, it's all tired. Everybody's all tired.
I need a juice box.
Yeah, everyone needs a nap and a sandwich. Get your juice box.
I'm doing fine. I didn't use any spells, basically.
Lili is going to sleep like the dead.
Everyone sleeps.
Before I sleep, I just want to spend some time trying to attune to this crystal thing.
Okay.
And also, I want to check if there's some eyeballs on the table.
On the table?
Mean, you can't, if you leave the tiny hut, you can't go back in it.
Okay, I'll leave that for tomorrow. Well, you said there was a work area where there could be eyeballs?
In the central chamber, there was a workbench style table. Yeah, that had jars and implements as well as the metals that Lana and Kern absconded with.
All right, well, I'll leave that for the morning.
Okay. So you guys are able to get your rest, replenish yourselves. You're left alone with only the vague echoey sounds of the forest above you and the soft hum of that breathing, purring sound beneath you, which becomes disturbingly loud when the rest of the world is silent. But otherwise, you are unaccosted.
Whew.
You're able to get up the next morning, bright and early, in your single shaft of light. Xylund, if you want to check out that table, there's all kinds of stuff on this table. Lots of jars full of various color liquids, some jars that appear to have some kind of lead lining to them. None of them have eyeballs in them, though.
Well,
Did Tim Lakos have shiny eyes?
I don't think he ever got close enough.
I don't think so. He was one of those psychic people, not a glamour.
Yeah, but like maybe he did some like Naruto shit where he transplanted his eyeballs.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Did Naruto
Hmm.
do that?
Well, they did it in like for Sasuke and stuff.
And like a few other people, like Obito.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I
There
don't
was
speak
eyeball
nerd.
transportation in that show.
All right.
Nerds.
I don't
Nerds.
speak nerd. I don't even know.
I know, right? Yeah.
I don't speak Naruto. Yeah, I don't think you guys ever got close enough to Lakos to really get a good look at his eyes.
Well, I'm gonna. How much room do we still have? Plenty of room in the sack of holding or whatever.
Yeah, remember most of it got turned to trash,
Oh right.
so you have plenty of room in the sack of holding.
Okay, I'm gonna take everything on this table that looks interesting. or
Everything
unknown.
on that table?
Yeah,
All right.
dump it in the sack. We might run into
Okay.
Hildreth one day. Maybe there's like body parts in here that he can use for shit.
That's true. He does like to collect stuff like that. All right. So you've now have officially looted everything. Everything. That this
Anything that
person
wasn't
owns.
nailed to the floor.
Apparently not.
mean,
Really, you know, whatever. It's fine.
We're probably robbing Tim Lakos, so it's fine.
Yeah.
It's a
Perfectly fine.
public service, if anything.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
Should we go awaken the bog monster?
You want to go talk to the bog monster?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Should we try waking it up gently first?
I figured that would be the preferable option to waking it up violently.
What are we trying to do instead of waking it up violently again?
Gently.
Waking it up gently.
Oh, okay.
How do we do that? I don't think we can touch the crystals.
Wait, can we not?
I couldn't. That's right, there isn't it? There was a force field around.
Yeah, yeah. When you went to touch it, you met resistance. Yeah, you weren't actually able to touch the crystal itself.
Yeah, but you have one, right?
Yeah. You have a small
You
one.
think if I make them kiss, that'll be a way to get through?
Probably.
If I
We can
make
give it a
them
shot.
kiss.
Or you have like some better innate understanding since your eyes are shinier now.
That's
Oh,
true.
possibly. My eyes are shinier. I'll try to make them kiss while trying to make my eyes glow brighter.
This is the best.
Oh, by the way, I'll put my helmet back on. Do my eyes show up through my visor now?
Oh yeah.
All right. That's all I ever wanted.
he's a simple man. That's all he's ever wanted.
Simple pleasures.
Yeah.
So I do wish to raise this point. I'm not disagreeing with our course of action, but if we wake it up before we
go
will.
now.
Well, so if this thing is hostile, then we will miss out on an opportunity to deal significant damage before it knows we're there. So that is
That's kind
something that we need to be aware of.
Yeah, but that's a chance. I mean, we're gonna have to take, isn't it? Unless, I mean, we could just cast a fireball down there and blow the place up, but we don't know. Like, this could be a prisoner of Tim Lakos's, for all we know, another prisoner.
Or it
Alright.
could be the true soul of the forest and we just release
Yeah.
it back.
I just want it to be aware. Well, I just wanted it to be aware by everybody. Like I said, it wasn't an objection, just something we need to be aware of.
Okay. So down we go.
Down, down, down.
Down we go
To the bog.
to the bog room.
It's a bog room blitz.
Here's the bog room. So you make your way down the encrusted hall and into the main area outside the bog room. You can hear the low rhythmic sound, see the pale green light cast beyond it. Everything is really still, really quiet.
Maybe I should send Nautilus in to fly around, see if she can catch sight of this monster.
Maybe. Can we just follow the sound of the breathing?
Yes, but
Yeah,
wouldn't it?
It seems like underneath the levels.
All right.
I mean, it can't hurt as far as, well, I don't know. It probably can't hurt.
It probably can, but yeah, but I'm willing to try if it helps at all. Gonna summon Nautilus, and Nautilus is going to stealthily flitter and flutter in.
Wait,
Please roll
is Nautilus?
Nautilus stealth.
Yeah, are her pages, are her wings pages? Because that's going to be pretty loud.
I mean, she has a +4 to stealth. I just am shit at rolling things.
You rolled a 10.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear.
Okay, this is a bad plan. Bring her back.
Oh dear.
Dear Lord.
Nautilus disappears into a pocket dimension.
Before anyone can hear her.
Yeah, there is a shifting sighing sound from the center of the room.
And telepathically, I say to everybody, well, we wanted to wake it up.
I'm going to try to make the crystals kiss.
Okay.
Unless someone's got a better idea. You guys sort of
Go for it. Make him smooch.
Make
yeah,
him
stay
kiss.
in the entrance while I
Okay. Put yourselves on the visual aid. Give me a second.
Wherever Kern is, I'm behind Kern.
Okay, so yeah, this is
Thanks.
basically the door is 4 wide. So from here to where Xylund is. So feel free to add yourself. And Xylund, you're
Yeah.
going to go make him kiss? Which side?
same one.
This one? Alright. Okay. Kern, are you on the board somewhere?
I'm trying to.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm waiting on Kern before I put myself on there. Because
Doorbell just rang. Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
like I said, I'm
Why are you
hiding.
so
I'm hiding
big?
behind the tanky person.
Haven't gotten huge.
Oh, is
Davynn's
he big
just-
now? Huh.
He's a strong boy.
He is a
Why
strong
is he
boy.
so big?
I
Why is
don't
he-
know.
I'm gonna get rid of him.
He used enlarge, reduce, but
Yeah.
he enlarged instead of
That
reduce.
might be why. Might be why. Might be your enlarged spell.
It's a flex. He's trying to make himself seem bigger.
Now there's a smaller Davynn. How do I get rid
Holy
of
shit,
small?
Oh,
How do I
he's
get rid of big
implicated
Davynn?
himself.
Yeah, there.
There's 2 Davyns.
There you
There, I murdered Davin. There we go.
Why
Thanks.
can't I drag my token onto the map?
If
Can you not get
if
him
you
on
if you
here
if
later?
you popped the character sheet out of the window, then you have to reopen it inside the Roll20 interface in order to drag your token on.
Fun fact: you can actually also drag from within the notebook tab. Just drag the
Mhm.
character. in.
That's what I do.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so much more convenient.
It's Kern. All
I
right.
thought-
Oh shit, you can.
How have you guys been doing it?
I
I've been
go to
dragging it from-
bio and then drag the
Yeah.
picture.
I've been dragging from the character sheet.
Oh, really? Huh.
All
Which I
right.
find only works some of the time. So dragging it
So,
from the notebook.
For
tag
me,
is much
it
easier.
only fails when I pop it into a separate tab. Like when the character sheet is its own tab instead of inside the Roll20 interface, it won't work. Hold on, why'd you move, Kern? I'm behind you.
I haven't
wasn't-
moved in like
He's
10,
juking.
20 seconds.
All
I
right.
wasn't kidding. You're the tanky person. I'm behind you.
So, Xylund, you have decided to make the crystals kiss.
Yes.
All right. So you press your little crystal.
Wait, hang on.
against-
First. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, go ahead. What?
Can I hear the crystal singing as I get close to it?
You can roll a perception if you want. Not really.
Okay. Well, I'll try to hum under my breath, sort of the tune I heard last time,
Okay.
as I make them kiss, and I will also making my eyes glow bright.
Okay. So, but pressing one crystal against the other, the one in your hand starts to vibrate, and the one in the force field vibrates even more. It takes all about 5 seconds for it to shatter, which is good
For
because
which
you have a
one?
mask on. The big one shatters.
Okay. Good.
Yeah,
I
big one
don't want
shatters.
it to shatter. I just want to.
Well, it did. It shattered. The one in your hand glowed a little brighter for a moment and then settled down. And the song that was being hummed very briefly, very lightly by the big green crystal echoes through the chamber loudly for a few seconds. And there is a movement behind the crew. As soon as I
Behind
get-
us.
I was about to
Sorry.
say,
Did you
Well,
mean to
deeper
do
into the
that?
room. From this general direction. As it
Silent, did you mean to do that?
No.
emerges from the muck, slowly shaking itself off, stretching its legs, stretching its wings, stretching its long neck.
oh,
d-
God. I knew it! I
no!
fucking knew it! I fucking called it! I said in the chat, I'm pretty sure this is the lair of a dragon.
It-
Oh man, I'm wearing a dragon skull, a baby dragon skull.
Yeah, baby
Ugh.
dragon skull. So yes, emerging from the muck and the rot comes the form of an incredibly large,
Baby dragon.
presumably old black dragon who looks a little sleepy but exceptionally pissed off at having been woken up as it glares down
Dragon
See.
vibe.
who has entered its home.
Open minds, open minds. Someone talk to the dragon.
I just
That's
wanna
me.
say-
I love doing that.
I just want to say I called it.
Can we spread out now and not be in breath weapon optimal range?
I'll give you a round. You guys can spread out.
Okay, let's do that.
Are we rolling initiative then?
Oh, I guess so.
I think please someone talk to the dragon though. I can't, but if we just attack the dragon, I feel like we're missing.
I can talk to the dragon. I have things for this.
I
I
can
have
talk to the
things
dragon.
for this.
I can talk to the dragon too.
Davin is half dragon though.
Yeah, Davin,
True.
talk to the dragon.
He's basically Ken.
Hold on, let me see if I can find the actual feature because I don't have it on my character sheet. Let's see. Yes. Okay. When I'm making a charisma check when interacting with dragons, my proficiency bonus is doubled if it applies.
Yay.
So I'll just be like, "Hi, hello, I'm Davynn from Whitfeld. Nice to meet you, sir."
Sir or ma'am, as the case may be. Big
Actually,
snort.
can I tell? Can I tell? Given my
really.
dragon instincts.
Not honest. I mean, really, no. Until it speaks, it's hard to tell. It's yeah. There's not a whole lot of sex markers with the dragon.
What are you looking for?
Look at my junk, the dragon. The dragon opens its mouth and begins to speak. It's just this guttural, like it sounds like rocks rolling around in mud as it stares you down, Davynn, all by your lonesome.
Lana is also not on the board.
Lana's on the board.
She is. Yeah, she's just
Oh,
on the
she's,
far left.
she's just
She's
way down
far away.
Yeah,
She's
we
far
spread out.
away.
there.
Yeah.
She's like, I want no part of this.
Yep.
Y'all three are in breath weapon formation.
Yeah.
I
We
know. Why'd
spread
you guys
out.
come over here? I haven't moved. I'm gonna move further over here.
Okay. So yes, dragon speaks.
There we go.
There we go. Everybody's good. Wow, you guys all rolled for crap. Other than Davynn. But yes, dragon speaks. Demands to know what you're doing in its home. Why have you
We're
chosen death today?
we didn't. We just were here to help you out because there were things that were keeping you asleep, and we broke them.
Just waiting to see how that lands.
Hello?
As he again stretches and takes one big ponderous step in your direction, Davynn. I enjoyed being asleep.
Then we can fix it. We can fix it, and then we can go on our way or something.
No, we can't.
Shh, shh, shh. Davynn says, shushing Xylund from across the...
Telepathically.
Telepathically, yes.
I don't think so, little one. I don't think so at all.
Are these guys speaking Glamoured? Or I mean,
No, they're speaking
No,
Draconic.
they're speaking Draconic.
Lily is translating for everybody else telepathically, adding comments like, "I don't think it's going well."
Do the friends thing, Davynn.
No. That sounds like a terrible idea.
I mean, it's not going very well already, so
Listen, we are here at your mercy, so I would, if it would please you, I would ask a few questions before you do your dragon thing.
Your dragon thing.
You get one. What is your question?
favorite color.
Yeah.
Blue, no, red, no.
Hold on just a second, please. In my brain, they'll be like, what do we want to ask this guy?
Please don't eat us. Please don't eat us.
That's not a question.
No, this is not a question.
What is
Maybe-
the drink here? What is why? Okay, we have more than one question. Is the problem? We have
Yes,
shit-
I know.
Get
think
one!
I think the most pertinent question is he the one causing the rot of the forest?
He's an ancient black dragon out of character.
This is, yeah, like, again, everything around him is rotted. Like, all the vegetation here, the walls have been eaten away. Like, this dude, if he's not causing it, he's certainly not helping it.
Ask
Yeah,
him.
black dragons they kind of fuck up the land.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do it in a large radius around their lair. Their lair is just where it's most concentrated.
Okay,
So I
you
think
know
we
what
found
I'm
this
gonna do? I am going to take out a sheet of parchment paper,
Oh,
and I am
Okay.
going to write down my question on that,
okay.
and then I will hand it to the dragon.
Are you
What?
feeling?
You expect
Are
it? Okay.
Are you feeling lucky, punk?
You gonna get
No.
closer to the dragon, or are you just gonna throw it at him, paper airplane
Yeah,
style?
no, I'm gonna get closer to him.
Why? Why are you doing this?
Okay, go for it, Davynn.
Oh god! Oh
Uh,
god! Oh god! Somebody's gonna die today. Somebody's gonna die today.
So the questions on the paper, or the single question on the paper, is a multiple choice question.
Oh God.
Which says, which of the following statements are true? I am causing the decay within the forest. A. B. I am an ancient dragon who is very powerful. C. I'm about to get my ass kicked. D. All of the above.
Wait, what was C again? I missed it.
C was I'm about to get my ass kicked.
Oh God. Oh God.
Thank you, Davin. This is amazing.
I salute your sacrifices.
Oh, this is gonna hurt. Okay. I'm gonna need everybody
No.
to make a wisdom save.
I bravely run away.
That's kind of the point. Make a
Yeah,
wisdom save.
that's what we're trying to determine whether you're not do.
I still bravely run away.
Ooh.
None of these.
Oh,
Lily.
look at those. Look at all those. Oh.
Yeah, even with that, I still bravely run away.
Okay, so Xylund and Lana failed. Kern, you just made it. And of course, our critical successes are fine. A fear effect. Here we go. Become frightened for 1 turn, or excuse me, for 1 minute. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns. If you succeeded, then you are immune to all successive attempts. Yeah, we're basically
So Lana has that whatever it is, that counter charm thing, which is actually like one of the only times that it's useful.
Isn't it only advantage against those
Yeah.
checks?
Yes.
Though?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, even
So-
advantage wouldn't save her on this one.
I know. I'm just saying.
But on
like,
future
But yeah,
ones.
on
Yeah.
future ones, she'll be fine. Yeah, she can use it. It is a 19, DC 19. Okay,
If I won.
so with that,
it is getting late.
it is, yeah, it's a quarter after, excuse me.
Yeah.
So rather than try and beat a dragon in 15 minutes,
Speed
how
run.
about
Speed run.
how about
You're
we?
assuming it'll take us more than 15 minutes for the dragon to kill and eat us all.
Well, I mean, you guys get to go first, so technically it will take longer than 15 minutes. But yes, how about we pick this up next session and see if you guys get eaten, or if you bravely run away, or some
those are our
third
two
plan.
options.
I'm leaving in there a third plan. There's probably a third option, probably. But yeah, we can pick this up next time and see how well you fare. I do like the multiple choice though.
The third option is we get eaten as we bravely run away.
Probably. Yeah.
Actually, I was right. I am very bravely running away because I didn't get feared.
But that'll be it for this session. I thank you guys all for coming, and hopefully we can continue this next time, and ideally get Noel in on one of these at some point.
I feel like if she misses a dragon fight, she's gonna be really sad.
Yeah, she
Hopefully can come
will.
next time.
Yeah, I'm hoping she gets a break.
Party wipe.
You know, she's
No.
I would appreciate not having to run Lana for that one because
yeah.
it's a real fight. I would rather have her who knows what she's
Because
doing.
Yeah, I was about to say she knows her character very well.
Yeah. So hopefully I'm trying to remember how long she said she needed for school, but yeah, hopefully next session we'll be able to get her involved or shortly thereafter. But yes, for today we will call it. Thank you guys for coming, and we'll see who lives and who dies next time.
Yep.
Yep.